could hold that in one.
Here you go.
And the other piece. Okay, thank you.
When your pals join, they'll be added to the screen, Mother.
What?
When your people
Is there
join.
maybe a way to get a little?
The funny thing is, the sage reminds me of home.
Oh no, that's just it. Just
Yeah, it
comes
doesn't
off
fade.
and it doesn't fade.
And the
right?
lighting here
No,
is
it's not
already.
here, but it's off of it here.
Yeah.
And they put on these bulbs that hardly give any light, first of all.
Yeah.
And they keep them up in the apartment, so like in one bedroom, I have to turn on extra light to see.
Honey, can I ask you, how do we know when they come on?
Because there'll be a little picture.
Oh, they will come up. Their pictures will come up. Is this the best place? Can we plug in if I'm running out of battery, or I'm at okay, I'm at 100.
There should be an electrical wire around there.
Okay, but I'm at
In one of the
100.
cabinets- in one of the cabinets inside there, there's
Yeah.
an electrical outlet,
Honey,
because that's where they keep the
yeah,
the
the
CD player,
DVD.
yeah.
Yeah, we saw that the last time. But I think honey, I'm at 100. I should be good, right?
Well, it depends, because when you are using software and video, any video or
So it's
sound,
more battery. Yeah.
it takes up more
Oh,
battery life.
But
really?
you've got 4 hours.
I got 4 hours.
Yeah, and you already have like a shit ton of stuff open. So
Why isn't it?
it's accounting for that, because like if you close out a few apps, like for me, Spotify always kills the battery on my computer.
Wait, where is it?
But
Must
if
be
you
in
have
that
like
one.
that
then.
stuff closed out, then you should.
Well, let's do what Carl said, just in case. Let's keep the plug ready to go, my love.
Well, it's not, you're not videotaping it, right?
I'm live streaming it.
Live streaming, but not video.
No.
Okay, then it won't be so bad.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. And I
You brought
have
more?
I'm wearing my pajamas, by the way. Literally, because I learned already.
You learned, yes.
You brought more?
Oh, wait, this doesn't.
Yes. You know what? Should I just stay here? Oh, you're gonna stay there?
I'm gonna stay here.
Okay. I'll stay
Yeah,
here.
and I was going to tell you
But
because
I love
of your seating situation on the floor. I want you on the first row,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, 'cause
that people can
yeah,
hold hands and you
Yes.
can be part of the circle and all
Yeah.
that.
My problem is that once I'm on the floor, it's gonna take 5 of you to get me up again.
No, but that's why when
you
you
can sit there. That's why I said you can sit there. Yeah. Perfect. Oh, good. See, it worked. It worked, huh? It worked beautifully.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
So I love this because these are my babies.
Yeah, those are
Okay,
the
mine
people
is,
from.
there's 5 people. That's why I was like, you could chest. I was
It's
like,
so funny.
sold out.
I like.
But because they
I
were
learned.
online,
I'm wearing
sit in.
my pajamas like literally like these are my pajama pants. Because I learned from last time, and you guys are like dressed like you're going.
Oh, I've got
Okay.
my stuff.
So I was gonna say.
Oh, these are stretch.
Yeah, we're.
No, I know.
These are like, I got these for ayahuasca.
Oh, good.
Wait, I need
Yeah,
to,
and Silver
sorry
Lake,
guys.
Silver Lake.
Shh, be quiet, Angie.
You just came from Silver Lake?
Yeah.
What were you doing in Silver Lake?
We went to Moon Juice. It was really cute.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm gonna go change one. Keep that.
Okay. I'm very excited about tonight.
Good.
Oh wait, I couldn't find the plug.
For what?
Oh here, just in case.
Yeah,
We should be good because I have it at
no, but plug it
100%.
in. Definitely plug it in. It's
Yeah,
better. It's always
Because
better.
I don't want to lose my people in the middle of this. That would not be good.
I'm taking it.
You just do it. You can have
This
that.
is, I'm not gonna use it.
Wow, it's hot in here.
We could. Well, there's an air conditioning.
Yeah.
I mean, there's the air. You got the air.
Oh no, I mean
Somewhere.
like it's hot because of all these plugs.
Oh, yeah, but the air conditioning is. Oh, you mean in there? Okay.
Yeah, just in here. I'm good.
There you go, you just said it.
Yeah, this is good. I think. I think this is good. I remember how cold it got last time.
Oh yeah. Well, it gets cold when you guys journey because everybody seriously does leave their body. It may not feel that
Is
way.
a normal thing that happens.
Yes, it's a normal thing. I promise.
But no, the air conditioning also
Oh, that air conditioning was
was
blasting. I think.
Korea. That was like
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was
jacked-
blasting.
it was so
Really?
jacked
You
up.
would turn on and when I
That
was
was
over here, I could
horrible.
see
Oh, I'm sorry. I was so not. I was so in the zone that I was
Oh,
not
no,
aware
it.
of it.
No,
We
no,
don't
no.
want you. We don't want you to be anyplace else.
And this and that was the first time that we had used the space. So
Yeah.
we weren't even we talked about it. I said we're dealing with this. We're gonna set it if it goes
Thank
crazy.
you guys. I really appreciate that.
No worries, honey, no worries. Okay, so we're still gonna do smudge here, right? Because it's better. Go open the door.
Yeah,
It works
I
out
just
well.
smudged us three because we were in here.
Okay,
Sorry.
no worries, no worries, no worries. No, oh man, I would have loved the private smudge. But
And I forgot my sign, so I'm asking Angelina
oh, I put it.
to
Okay,
go hang,
okay, cool.
you know,
Yeah,
outside. And
she had-
she's like,
she had it down from
Is
freezing.
it
last
gonna be
time.
warm enough out there?
I know, she's freezing. I wanna,
I know that's why.
but
And
she's so
Mom,
fashion
why don't you go
conscious.
just get her a
Yeah.
jacket?
No, it's okay. I
Are you
can give
sure?
her this.
she changed. I can go up and get her a sweatshirt
No, I'm good. I mean,
let's see
let's
what
see,
she'll
because
have.
she'll never say yes. You wanna know why?
because she's a kid.
Because it won't match her outfit.
Oh,
So
okay.
get her
All
something
right.
that's blue. 'cause
Oh,
she's
no,
wearing
no,
blue.
it's not about
Well, she was
that,
changing
Carl.
it to sweats now.
Nothing you get her which she would like. Because again,
What if
it's
it-
a fashion thing for her.
All right.
Seriously,
How
you
about
should
if it's
see.
Gucci?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
How
This
about
looks
if
good.
it's
Then
Mom.
she would do it. Now you're understanding her.
This looks
Oh,
perfect. It's
those
gonna work
her
really well.
nephews are the same way. Oh, they all want Gucci now.
Yeah.
That's all they want.
Well, that's what they. Yeah, that's
Well,
what
have
they
you
do.
guys-
Ask for Christmas, Gucci.
Have you guys heard of the sliders? The Gucci sliders? It's ridiculous. Okay, they're flip flops that are like thousands of dollars, but because they're Gucci, all these kids are asking for them.
Okay, cool.
It's ridiculous.
I got this. Okay, yeah. So, how many people are coming physically here? Just us, or is it?
There's literally 15, so we maxed out,
Oh
but
my God!
but
Damn.
there's 5 on there. That's
Right.
why
Okay, so it's 10 here.
I was like, yeah, you could.
10. Yeah, 10 physical bodies here.
So
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
there's going to be
Okay.
and one is it's her first. Okay, I shouldn't say that. So it was on me that the last time we took way too long because everyone over talked and it was everyone's first
Yeah.
time, and I was
Yeah.
kind of like wanting to make sure everybody understood the
Yeah.
journey. Today I'm gonna make it real short.
Yeah.
Everybody gets 4 minutes, and then next person I'm gonna tell Angelina to time me.
Wow, 4 minutes.
And
That's
then she
really
gave me an
short.
amazing idea, which
Mhm.
I love my kid. Okay, she's so
Mhm.
smart. She goes, you know, Mama, you keep saying that because I used to do up to 200 people, but when I did 200 people, I broke them up into groups, and everybody shared their journeys with
Okay.
each other.
Uh-huh.
I didn't do many readings. She's like, well, just going forward, say if anybody wants a mini reading, they could pay me extra after.
Mhm.
And I was like, that's such a great idea.
Yeah, that is
Look
great.
at that.
Yeah, that's great. Awesome.
You know, so like, but I am still, you know, and again, thank you guys so much because
Yeah.
I didn't realize this was like a big bulk of my money. This is my volunteer hours to God. People who can't afford to come see me. That's why I did these, you know, and in Florida and in South America and Central America. But I didn't realize it was such a bulk of my money.
Mm-hmm.
Like it paid the
So-
electricity.
Because I haven't given it. So her overall income since she moved here, she had forgotten that this was like your pocket money. Everything that got
twice
through the
a
month,
month.
right? Yeah. She forgot about that, and then when she moved here, she's like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah.
When her money went faster than usual, and then she's like, "Fuck, I need the space," and that's when I said, "Well, you know."
And
this was
but
like,
you know what? And I have to say, one of the things, you know, one of the Hatchers, another World Cheesy Thought Leader, I didn't know this, but I was like looking at, he commented something, and I'm like, it says he's a financial advisor. I call him and I'm like, hey, how about if you can financially advise me and you tell me what your fees are and how much I pay you? I need to hire you desperately.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what he says? He goes, why? Why would I let you pay me? And I'm like, because it's your business. And he goes, he goes, you know, and he didn't say like in an asshole way. He goes, but I'm so abundant. I don't need money.
Mm-hmm.
But what I do need is to help you.
Mm-hmm. That's wonderful.
And I was like, I like started crying. But I want to pay you. He goes, listen, Gloria, first of all, thank you. But again, you can afford me.
Yeah. No, you're right.
And I'm not doing it for that.
Yeah.
And then I was like, wow, thank you. So he starts telling me these things. And he said something that has been resonating. My VC, the venture capitalist, kind of made a lot of money.
Yeah.
I fired him.
Mm-hmm.
But when I got here, I got scared because he's my #1 groupie.
Right.
So I started letting him do sessions.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I told you this.
Yeah.
Even he does the same thing. He doesn't pay me.
Right. Exactly.
So it's like,
yeah.
I'm like, it's $1,300 and you haven't paid me.
So
And
what's
we
the
did a
point,
session 2
right?
months
What's
ago.
the point? What's the point?
So the last time, it was November. We had a session. January, their kid ate from the floor and got poisoned. So he's like mentally handicapped right now. Like seriously, he stopped growing, he stopped walking, he stopped talking. So I was like, all you have to do is do these remedies and your kid will be fine. But pay me. So they haven't paid me. So then I told Fred that I'm giving you an example to kind of like, I love people and I love what I do, but he didn't pay me. She goes, that's it, Gloria.
That's it. You cut him off.
By last Friday, you fire him. And I did. He doesn't know it.
Right. When he reaches out, hold on.
But he got his remedies. I was like, I'm not saying that you're going to tell him I need $10,000, whatever, $20. But I did send the remedies. I send their sheets, and they've been blowing up my phone. Like, our kid got sick. We got the remedies, but how? Because when you get the remedies, I'll give you more. Hi, how'd you
I was
find
calling
it?
and calling.
Oh,
Because
sorry.
it's locked and I didn't know what room.
How did you get in?
Someone left, luckily, and then the guy, he was smoking a cigarette. Hi. And then I said, is there a rec room?
Well, my kid's supposed to be changing and standing by the door to let people in.
So bad.
Okay, it's right.
Yeah. So, no, I didn't know where to go. I was like, I don't have a room.
Angie, run her. That's my daughter. Run. Down there. Don't worry, you can trust her, honey. Oh, you're going to?
Anyway, well, good. You fire these people.
You gotta be careful with that. People coming in and walking in and that, because I don't want any complaints to Steven.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, for sure.
Can you go stand by the door because she was freezing outside? She's freezing.
Do you want another
Sweater?
sweat shirt, something to be out there?
Mavijale, people are arriving.
You sure? She's got a sweatshirt on now, so she
Yeah, I didn't realize she had a
she should be
sweatshirt.
okay. Because
And her
cold out
workout
there.
pants are like see-through on the sides.
And I'll survive. Also, I'm taking your phone.
Okay. Because people might be calling.
Thank
No,
you.
where you going,
Yes.
honey? You could go through here, no?
Oh,
She could go out that way, it's faster.
Yeah. That is
And
what.
we pick it out this way?
Yeah, just go straight. Yeah, and then up. Yeah, go turn left. Yeah, that's the conference room right there. Yeah.
I'm very excited about tonight.
It's
Balance. It's all about balance.
It's all about balance. Cool. Excellent. No, and I'm thrilled. Tuesday's my big pitch, my love at Lionsgate.
Wait, I thought you did all your pictures this
No,
week.
this is those are pitches too, but this is. I had an amazing meeting on Thursday at Stars.
Okay.
Lined up the pitch for that going in there, but now Lionsgate. This is the big one with Rosario that I've been telling you about the last couple weeks. It's happening on Tuesday, and Lionsgate, they own Stars, so the dream is to Lionsgate becomes the studio. They buy it, they become the studio, and then the distributor, the actual channel is Stars. That's like the dream scenario. So anyway, so that's what I was working all day for. That's what I've been working for. This is like, I'm not even joking, right, Carl? This is one of the most important meetings of my life. I'm not even joking. So
Really, but
yeah.
you have been working, in my opinion, very hard your whole life.
No doubt about it, my love, no doubt about it. But this is definitely a very important meeting in my life. No question. And,
She doesn't stop.
no,
Even
I
when
know.
she's sleeping.
No,
she doesn't
and
stop.
believe me, and
I see her when she's sleeping.
and it's not good. I
she's-
mean, I'm not happy with that, and it's not something that I'm proud of. That's for sure.
Definitely, we all have to have balance in life. And again, yay, that's what tonight's about.
Cool.
Balance.
Awesome. Wow. Well, I'm glad you were able to to fill the place.
So because I gotta make sure, remind me to tell Angelina 4 minutes each person what I was saying to you guys. And everyone with their intents is what I want to say.
Well, one thing I would say, because obviously, some people have to finish, their story. But one thing I will say is that whoever that is an actor, because actors, and unfortunately, this is for the most part, the personality of actors is all about them.
Yeah.
Those are the people that talk the most.
That would talk the most, really?
Yes. Honey, I can spot an actor by a word. You know the actors I am?
Coming.
So there's this, thank you. Don't do that. It's like, hello. Okay, you guys, so pick a couch or a front. So like this is the way you could lay your stuff here and here, and so two people can be. That one's been chosen, so you can, these are all. The other thing is that 5 people are live streaming, so then we have space.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Yes, exactly.
Do you want the couch not on the floor?
And well, whatever you guys want. You want the couch or the floor?
Yeah, I want the couch.
I know, but you know why I'm doing this? Because she's your mama.
I'm
Mama
Erica.
gets a
Nice
couch.
to meet you, Yvette.
Excellent. And what's your first name?
This is Nyla.
Hi, Nyla. Yvette, nice to meet you.
Hello.
Hi, I'm
I'm Carl.
Erica. Hi, Carl. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Hello.
What time is
You're so-
6:55.
We're
Oh,
from New York
yes.
too. We're from New York too.
Originally.
Yay! East
East
Coasters.
Coasters, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. All the way.
That's awesome. What part? The city?
Yeah, I was born,
Manhattan.
I was,
Well,
I was born in Bronx, and then, just ended up downtown, left like the village, because, within my youth, that was all my stomping ground.
Yes,
I was-
yes.
Born in Brooklyn, raised in 125th Street. Manhattan.
Oh, wow! We still have the apartment there. We're on 133rd
Look at that.
between Frederick Douglass and Sixth.
All right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
I know where you
right
at.
up
I know
the block.
exactly where you
My
at.
grandma's on 120th.
Oh,
and-
yeah.
Yeah, I was in
the neighborhood.
The Grant buildings. You know the Grant buildings?
Yes,
That's where I
that's
grew
where
up.
you are. Oh,
Mhm.
wow. Okay, yeah. Right up the block. That's awesome. Cool.
And today, that was funny. Today, when I took the car to Flash, and a guy from New York,
Yeah.
from Connecticut, we started talking. I got his number. He got my number. We started talking.
There's a lot of
It's
East
funny,
Coasters.
there is.
Tons of East Coasters.
And then when you find somebody from the East Coast, you just begin to
Yeah,
gab
yeah.
and talk
Yeah,
and talk and talk.
And
Kind
it
of energy
feels,
too.
yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
It feels home.
For sure.
You can tell the difference when they're not.
Instantly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because out here in New York, let's say back east is a hustle.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Out here is a shuffle.
Yeah.
It's a shuffle. Everything shuffles back and forth. They don't go forward with anything until they all in consensus, and then they move forward. In New York, no, they want to. When you're doing business, it's when you're doing a project, you want to move forward.
Hey, this is you.
Hi,
Nice to meet you in
Nice to meet you in
person.
person. Good to see you.
Likewise. Introduce
Asia.
yourselves. Hi,
Hi,
Asia.
Jenny. Yvette.
Asia.
Carl.
Nice to meet you.
Carl.
Hello, I'm Erica.
Asia.
Hi,
Hi,
Asia.
Carl.
Nice to meet you.
What's your name?
Nyla.
Carl.
How you doing?
You nice and toasty?
Hi.
Hi. Yvette.
Hi,
Yvette. Asia.
Erica.
Nice to meet you as well.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, so
Your
wonderful to meet you.
Gloria.
Gloria.
This is Nyla.
Yes, thank you for having me.
So what we're doing is like couch or floor.
Okay.
Since 5 people are live streaming in, you
Oh,
guys
that's
can have like a
cool.
little bit of.
Oh, okay.
And so set up, but then we're gonna do a circle to start.
Okay.
And I'm gonna ask you guys, if you feel comfortable doing so, take off your shoes.
Okay.
And I wanna smudge everyone, so if you can follow me.
Where are you guys coming from? What side of town?
I came from San Diego. Asia lives here. In Baldwin Hills area.
You really travel for this.
Yes.
San
I did.
Diego.
Wow.
Yeah. I get to see you.
Usually you
This
can't
one
get
too.
somebody to cross over from the canyon over to the
Yeah.
from the valley over to the city.
I love taking the train up for San
Oh,
Diego.
the train's
The train is great.
amazing. Yeah,
Yeah.
we love the train
We
to
go
San
down there,
Diego.
we go to Comic-Con, I want to go down there to have fun.
Yeah, the train is, I love that
So
train
nice.
ride. Yeah, amazing. Cool.
Yeah, it was
Very
very
smart.
smart. Do you know if there's a restroom down here?
Yes.
I would have said no.
I will direct.
Hey.
I will direct you.
Do you want to come?
Yeah. You go straight down. You go right into the glass.
Yeah.
That's the gym. That's the
Okay.
And it just turns to the right, and you'll find the back.
Okay.
You
Thank
got
you.
it. You got it. Where are you coming from? What side of town?
We're in Glendale,
Okay,
so it wasn't too
No,
far.
it wasn't bad.
But she goes to school in Santa Monica,
Okay.
so we gotta move closer.
Yes.
But find something that's affordable because
Yes.
it's ridiculous.
No, it is ridiculous.
And it's like you guys know New York prices.
Yeah.
Did they go to the bathroom?
Yeah,
Come,
they went to the
two of
bathroom.
You,
yeah,
the two
well,
of you, or the
We got smudged already. Did she smudge you, honey?
No.
yeah, she did.
Okay, you're good. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna go upstairs just to the bathroom really quickly. I'll be right back.
You can't use the one there?
Because they're using it. Let me go up and I'm gonna go.
There's the men's room there, you can use it.
Where's the bathroom?
The bathroom isn't there, it's
No, there's just one.
oh, just one, oh,
Yeah.
upstairs, okay.
So I'm gonna grab another water too.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Bring me one,
Well, I have some there, but I'm gonna grab
or
one.
bring me another one.
there's no one else.
Not yet,
Not
they
yet.
will be. So it's good. You're from, you guys are from New York.
Yes,
Oh my God, I miss it. I
Her
do miss
full
it.
Harlem. I grew up in Queens.
Okay.
And then Harlem for the last 10 years. So.
Yeah, Harlem, I mean, I grew up in a crazy era. You know, and I
Yes.
grew up, it was Black Harlem.
Yes.
It had great flavor. Oh
When's the
my
last
God.
time you've been back?
No, I've been back. It's horrible.
Okay,
What
you
they've done,
see,
they
right?
turned it vanilla.
Oh yeah.
It's become.
You know
it's
they
become-
tried to name it Noha.
Yeah.
And no, like come on.
It's hard.
I remember when I couldn't walk down the street.
No,
I was scared.
There was a time. It was the drug age. I grew up during that time. I grew up
Kara,
when
Kara,
it was the
good to
heroin.
meet you.
And it was
Asia,
bad.
sorry.
They
Oh,
just-
wash
you're-
my hands. Paul's my brother. It's
Great
my tell you
flavor.
hi.
Oh my
It's-
God.
Yeah.
Crazy. Small world, right?
You guys
Asia
know?
knows.
I know Paul from New York.
No way.
Yeah,
I
he used to work in Lasso.
I met her through Paul.
Okay.
You're kidding. Come with me.
Okay.
Yeah, they knocked down that was it Keith Perry? The one with all the handball court.
Yeah.
Remember
yeah.
all the way on the
Where?
east side.
Okay, on the
Remember
other
those?
side, yeah.
Yeah. They
That was
knocked
that was
down.
Spanish Harlem. Right there.
When they what was it? Crack is whack.
Yeah.
They knocked it down. That's been up for years.
I mean, I used to tag. That was my when I was
Yeah.
a kid. I was a tagger, so I used to
Yeah.
jump. I used to go from trains to train. I used to go to the train stations and the train depots
Yeah,
and
and then
then tag the trains. That was my thing. We made my friends, and
so
all that changed.
what is the trick to get into these places high up that nobody understands how they even
It's climbing. You do
Climbing?
a lot of climbing, and the things like in the trains, we had people to guard, to watch, because they had Dobermans, and they were sycamores. And then the guys, if they would catch you, the guards there, they didn't call the cops. They would just beat you up badly and just throw you up,
Yeah.
So you had to be, like in the Bronx, there was the last number 2 and the number 4 stop.
Yep.
That was the last place. That's where we would tag them there. There was one in Brooklyn that we would tag. They would go to different places, and it was just, that was the time. There was a lot of art happening there. It was the creation of a new form of art, and that was graffiti. And graffiti has been used all over the world. You go to well, we've been to many places in the world. We're all in Greece where they actually carve little things in the walls, like little pictograms of what was happening at that time, and that's something like 800, 1,000 years old. It's just amazing. Graffiti has always been
Love it.
Oh, yeah.
so, but
Okay.
I miss it. I just don't miss the cold.
Yeah,
I
the
don't
weather I'm loving, but I'm still adjusting.
My kid. I'm just surprised that no one is in here
And
yet.
in the last place we ended up, meaning that we were in the village. We were in Soho, and we lived there for a few years before we came here.
Okay. Yeah.
And now we're in this joint.
I forgot about these couches.
You could grab a couch if you
They're
want.
like spoken boards.
Oh, I think the back one is it?
No, it's
I'm a
not.
dude.
You can take it. Take it.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna
Yeah,
stay.
we live in this building.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I think I'm gonna sit on the floor.
You like it?
Yeah.
Are we lying down?
Yeah, we lie down, like you could lie on the couch and on the floor,
All
couch,
the
couch,
studios
couch.
are around her.
And you could lie down here too.
If you want.
But first, we're gonna start in a circle.
Okay, okay, cool.
Well, she's a writer director. So,
What I'm surprised about is that my people are not here and it's 7:04.
Do you have a
I'm
webcam
branding.
set up?
Yeah.
brand designer. So,
Can I do this?
yeah.
Is there a way
I work from
that
home,
I
go
can
to
figure out why
wherever
everything
you are. So,
Yeah.
in here
People,
yet?
nobody's connected. Is this on Facebook?
Oh, no, it's on YouTube, on Google Hangout.
license we got here
How do you-
98%.
oh.
When did you get here?
Yeah.
Just in August.
Viewers 0.
Just in August, also, you're
See, so what's up?
That's why she loves.
Because they will come on and one person had already done it, so.
I wonder if maybe you need to just like
Control room.
restart it, maybe. Do you ever have problems with it?
Well, I let me rephrase that. My daughter does this. Not me.
Oh. I mean, it looks like you're doing everything right to me. You could type a message and see
Cold.
if anybody's there.
So here I do love. The commute is still rough, but trying to fix that.
Let's just see.
Flying cars
Yeah.
is my home.
Looks like you're doing it
Imagine
right
this
to
place
me.
with flying cars.
But what did they?
Everything be falling out of the
Is
sky.
Angelina?
Smoke.
I'm trying to think who else are we missing? Oh, you know what I was thinking? Like going forward, for those of you who choose to hang out, I do want to get like everybody either. I was gonna say in this card, but it'd probably be better for you guys to take care of your own stuff, like in a notebook. Thank you very much, like yours right there. And then you write your journeys because it's so important every time something new comes up. You know, like what happened the last time. It's not because I didn't care, but it's because of lack of time that we didn't go over the whole thing with Paul.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I called them and I wanted to honor that. So I'm just saying like stuff comes up, right? Like the people in yours that you were like, they're not there. I only see my dog and my cat. So I was like, okay, you know, but that's really important
Yeah, no,
to
and
kind of
I
revisit.
just went upstairs and I forgot. I'm gonna go back upstairs and I'm hungry.
No, I'm just saying going forward, I
Yeah.
mean, if you want, to get I don't know, I have a piece of paper and pen. If you wanna,
You know, it'll take me 2 seconds.
Really?
2 seconds. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. And Angelina, but and is
yeah, because
are
I
you all
think
here?
this is it. We're missing
Oh,
the
okay.
5 people here.
Okay, then
No, you
doors
could
up.
go because my 5 people are not on.
Oh, okay.
I don't know where they
I
are.
will be back really, really fast.
There are 3 people calling in from Virginia, and there are 2 people calling in from New York or Boston, depending on where. And so you know, and so then you become like a pro. You see, these are the newbies for here. So it's like every time.
I've only missed once.
One
time. You're the pro now.
It's enough.
Watch her.
Once it's-
They're
once
pros.
it's like-
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
not that we're pros, but once
That's pretty
That's-
intense.
Yeah, no, but
amazing.
once
It's
it's
intense.
yeah, thank you.
Oh,
And by the way, where is it? Yay! I went for the first time, and I know I'm gonna sound very silly, but remember, I'm new to LA. It's this place called Moon Juice. How cute is that place?
I've never been.
No? Anyway,
Where is that?
there's one in Venice, one in Melrose, and we went to the one in not Studio City, but what's the other one with the S?
Sherman Oaks.
Silver
Oh,
Lake.
Silver Lake.
Thank you. So that's mine. Never mind. I got rose water. because as everybody may or may not know, rose water opens up the heart. So that then we'll all have heart openers. And I also brought my remedies and stuff, so I'll scan y'all. But then they're gonna feel bad that they're not here to get scanned. And so yeah, so that we can bring the group consciousness in one level. Honey, do you know what you're doing here tonight? No? Did your mama say anything to you?
I did.
Let me just
I
go.
tried to explain it to her the best way.
You know, Kara, I have an assignment.
Okay, sure.
Go while I try to
Oh.
see. Ross is coming.
Well, I've been working on my
You're
assignment.
scanning.
Yes, so I will be, no. Well, have any of you ever done any sort of shamanic soul journey? Have you ever done like a deep meditation where you've met any spirit guides, anything like that? Okay, cool. Perfect.
Who said yes?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. Oh, no. I said, no, I did not.
Carl, right?
I've been,
Oh, yeah. Okay.
yeah, Carl.
Help me out. So basically what she does is the meat of it is going to be a journey, because she's like a shaman that's been ordained in multiple countries, and she's an intuitive, but she's like, she can read your thoughts, which I was very skeptical, but she was literally responding to me without talking. Like, she reads your thoughts, she scans you, she knows what's going on, she can see what's happening. And so she leads you with a drum, because drumming helps sort of, it helps put you in a trance-like
The
state.
thing is, it's following a beat.
Mhm.
Within that beat, you can get lost in that beat, and then you quiet your mind. You listen to the beat, quiet your mind, because, of course, like for me, my mind races nonstop. I got thought beyond thought beyond thought beyond thought. So it's good to heal, so to calm it down.
Yeah.
And then the breathing.
And she gives you a breathing exercise to do. It's just 2 breaths in, like, and then out. Is it through the mouth?
Well, the tongue.
She'll explain that, yeah. And then your tongue goes, yeah, she'll explain that part. But anyway, and she'll just tell you what to visualize. And you just use your imagination, and you imagine what she says. So she says, see a tree, and you see a tree in your mind. And then she says, go in the tree, and you go in the tree. And then you go down, and you see, she'll just walk you through it. You just do the breathing, you just relax, and you just like play. Like you imagine things that are happening, right? You just do that. And that's it.
Like for me, it was all, I had to use my imagination, because it takes me longer myself when I meditate. It takes me a long time. I have an ear
Okay.
that's always hissing.
Can we all
So
come in a
that
circle?
And then my mind is always racing, so I have to calm myself down.
Yeah,
So it takes
I'm
me a little
trying
longer.
this.
But
So I use my imagination, whatever she was saying,
Hi,
if
I
I
was
can see, that's a house, a building, if I can see like,
That's it.
the door, instead of opening in in the tree I saw
Oh, they do.
a door.
Can I use your phone? I need your
Yes.
phone.
Here, let me move this.
Are they, but Angie's done this before, so she should be on. Karen is another story.
What's your name?
So I don't understand her name.
Nyla?
That's really beautiful.
Nyla, so now do you know what you're doing here tonight? Telling me.
I told her she's on journey. And the moon is in Libra, you're a Libra. And then I read something with Capricorn and Aries. I don't know when it's
Yeah, it's
Saturn and something.
it's kind of, it forms a
And it's a blue moon,
triad. It's a
It's
blue
a blue
moon, it's a
moon.
pink moon, it's a full moon, it's a Libra moon. It's very exciting.
and also
I really won't buy it. Can we make a closer circle?
It's a religious day.
Yep,
Very religious day.
Passover and Easter,
At the same time.
maybe.
Yeah.
Are they there? Sorry, guys, we're having.
No, that's okay.
So,
It was working perfectly.
actually, can you help me?
Mm-hmm.
Let's just stir them up. So again, this is just rose water. Do you ever have rose water?
I have not. I've never had rose water.
Oh,
I
yeah.
just like rose water.
I love
I
it.
do too.
I didn't know you could drink it.
I like these things.
But I don't smell.
There's a donut. I know, I shouldn't talk about donuts right now.
There you go.
but donut friend.
And don't drink it,
Donut.
don't drink it, just hold
They have
on.
a rose water donut.
Rose water. Oh, strawberry lab.
I haven't had that one. I
What?
don't think I've seen it.
The one with the strawberries and cream inside the donut?
Are you
I didn't
serious?
have it.
Do we have
That's-
it?
That's yours.
No, I think we need.
Oh, wait, here, I'll give this to.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So good.
Don't drink it up, you guys. We have to cheer together. Marie, joie?
No.
Strawberry.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's okay.
No foi, Marie.
Je peux pas ajouter ça
Oh,
au moment.
Comme ça.
You were close to
Oh, no.
Tiens, Marie. Ton chaussure, s'il te plaît. Look at that. You know, I keep forgetting that because there's 5 people on there. I'm like,
Right.
well, they're somewhere in the. What did Angie say or Karen? Oh,
Is it the service?
are you guys hot?
It's a little.
It's a little
Yeah, it's
bit
really
warm.
warm.
We can
You
do
want-
it. I can't see.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
So
there we
now
go.
do you know what you're doing here?
Yeah, okay, so we're gonna go to cool down.
Just let your mind be open.
You got great imagination, don't you?
You go there.
I told her too. It's like you'll find out.
Mother,
And she
maybe
was
we
all
should
about
flip
it.
the
Yeah.
circle around so they can see you talk.
What?
Maybe we
So
should
that's
flip
what
the
it
circle
is.
around so they can
Oh,
see you
that's
talk.
the big part of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
see?
here.
Yeah.
Can I unplug
No,
it?
she's
And
right.
I'll just put it around you.
That was it.
Are they there?
No,
Where are they?
I texted Angie.
Cool.
You said that Angie said she was there.
Yeah, but she's obviously not.
It's really not a good angle for me. Exactly. I look like I have huge boobs.
That's a bad thing.
Hi. There you are.
Who's that?
Angie, Gail, and Eric.
Hi, guys. Okay.
Hi.
For the, how did,
Mother, the microphone works.
okay, sorry. I'm yelling. My daughter says. I can't really see you guys. Where are you?
We're in the dark.
Very funny. But wait, hold on. There. That's better. And now Karen and Hannah.
I texted her and she's
Yeah, we were just talking with them.
There she is. Karen?
I'm on day 4.
Wait, you're day 4. Oh, you're fast. Good girl.
Day 4.
You guys. Okay. So can you all see me okay? Sorry, this is a terrible angle, but my incredible intelligence
Great.
said that I should do it this way so you guys can see me. Since some of you are first timers. Does everybody have water?
Yes.
Okay. So, oui, ma vie, mais peut-être c'est à côté de moi. All right. So, hi, Hannah.
Hello, how are you?
Nice to meet
Greetings.
you. Okay. You guys have things to lay on and all that stuff, right?
Yeah,
So-
we've got the mat.
The pro of the group here will be Angie, right? So, Eric, how are you?
I'm fine.
I like that. You're like, what are you really asking? Okay, wait. I'm sorry, Angie. Where is your third person?
Right here, Gail.
Oh, hi. I did see you. Sorry, you're like awfully in the dark there.
That's okay.
Do you want me to put this down here?
No.
Got white behind us.
Type person.
We have white behind us. We're like,
Yeah, still in the dark. Hi, Gail.
I said put it on full screen, not turn
All
on
right.
lights.
So, anyway, everyone, let's get started. For the sake of, because there are some first timers, I'm going to speak to all of you about how to journey. So as you all know, this is a full moon, a pink moon, a blue moon, and there is a triad with other energies, but it's really in Libra. The blue moon means that there's 2 full moons. Everybody knows that, right? So the fact of the matter is that the first full moon happened in Virgo, which is about putting things in order. And the second one is about putting things in balance. So you guys might have noticed that, by the way, we're also in Mercury retrograde, which finishes in April 15th. So if you think about what that means, retrograde means energy contracts. Sorry, energy expands. So you don't sign contracts. Got it, Angie?
No.
Dude, any real estate deal, don't until April 15th.
What'd she say?
Ay, Dios. So any business deals is preferable not to do them until after April 15th.
Okay.
Everybody got that, Karen?
Yep.
Thank you. Hi.
When it talks, it switches.
Oh, really? How awesome. When you guys talk, you go on big screen. Right now, I'm the only one on big screen. So anyway, Soul Retrieval Journeys, it started in the Siberian jungle, and it's a Native American Indian tradition. So what it is through the use of your breath. It's the thought that when I drum, where's my drum?
You don't have to, Mom. They know what a drum is.
I know, honey, but I love my drum. And I need to start drumming it. So anyway, when I drum, I will make sounds that are the closest to your heartbeat, let's say. But at the beginning, I'll go slowly because I'm going to ask you all to use your imagination as much as you can. Be the sentient beings that you are. That means use your six senses. So a lot of times when it's the first time, you may not see things. And I ask you to force yourself, if you can, to see them via, okay, what would it feel like? If you can't see it, it will be green leaves. It will be like a blue sky. It will be insects or birds or whatever animals come up. Imagine the ground underneath you, whether it's brown or whatever your colors are. But I'm asking you to evoke your senses, okay? Everybody got that? Mm-hmm. And Soul Retrieval Journey, the reason why we do Soul Retrieval Journeys is because on the new moon and the full moon, the energy is really powerful. Breath work sort of grounds you, but it also exits you. So you get to go into a place that you normally would not. It has always been from the beginning of time, okay? We all have power animals or spirit guides. And whatever your power animal or your spirit guide is, you Google that and you'll find that those are the characteristics you need to work with and on at this point in time. So I had a really powerful soul retrieval journey for myself this morning because I usually get jealous that I don't get to do it. Mm-hmm. So I did it this morning. And by the way, this is a practice I expect you guys to do every morning on your own. The more you do it, especially when you're going through a lot of challenges, whatever the challenge is, health, wealth, anything, this works because you're really tapping into that fifth dimension that now we find through quantum physics, all this stuff, we've been told about, okay? So I'm going to drum and I'm going to guide you into the trunk of what is termed as a tree of life. And it can look whatever way it looks to you guys. You just use your imagination, okay? The younger you are, usually the better you are at using your imagination. But that's why we do breath work, so we can get really young like you. And then we can become as cool as you, okay? So you're going to go into the trunk, and you're going to imagine that there's a slide. And then when you come out of the slide, there's a big circle. And then you come into this forest world. Some of you may go to different places. I had somebody here who went to New York City last time. That's okay. Crawl. So anyway, but I will guide you and I ask you to listen to the drum, my voice, and your breath work. The reason why I do the breath work that I do is because for first timers, it really keeps your monkey mind, stupidest organ in the body, out of the way. And it helps your smartest brain in the body, your heart, to open up. So I am asking all of you to, actually, we're going to do kind of like a toast to open up this circle, because Libra is about balance, but it's also a mutable sign. So the more fluidity that we have in our life, the better off we are journeying. So with that in mind, oh, I'm standing corrected. Okay. Does anybody have any questions about what we're doing yet? Guys?
No. No.
Okay, so when I guide you, I'll say, and from now I'm gonna stay quiet, and that's when you guys use your imagination, okay? And you allow whatever animal or spirit guide comes, and you're gonna talk to them. Then I'm gonna start drumming faster, and you're gonna go fast through the forest. And I ask you to imagine you're going through bushes, you see trees, make it as real as you possibly can, and then we're gonna come to a first clearing and a second clearing. So the reason why I say it like this is because sometimes I might take you out to a third one, but it depends on where the energy, I feel where everyone is at and how much work needs to get done. Ideally, it's the yin and the yang, the masculine and the feminine energy. So that's why we go to 2 clearings. But again, the third one might happen because you guys might be more, you know, let's say, it's just a really strong energy. Can I ask you to give this to Carl underneath his tongue? You know, just try not to touch it underneath your tongue. Tabal Serolata. That has to do with the reproductive system. Don't worry, you're not going to get pregnant. Okay. I told you, you gotta have a lot of beets, child.
I wanted the beaches. You got the spinach.
Whatever, spinach would have been good for them too. So anyway, I test people for remedies because they usually guides you much better for your journey. And I have to wait for permissions. Answer me, your high is good. That could be easy. Underneath your tongue, please. Okay, and just think about organization. This is about like needing a lot of organizing in your life. So perhaps maybe not doing so much, but focusing. Okay, one thing at a time. Not bad or good, just a moment. Oh, thank you. Now we're going in order. Thank God. Oh, opium. Yes. By the way, this is not like opium the hallucinogenic. This is flower essences, everyone. These are not like.
Okay.
Wow, honey. So, FYI, Erica, she's testing for calcarea carbonica. What that means is she's really hard on herself. Go underneath your tongue.
Her tongue?
Mm-hmm.
Open up.
She's like, what?
Just melt. It doesn't taste like anything.
It tastes like sugar.
Tastes like sugar. Yeah. She's like, what do I know? I got opium. I didn't get that homeopathic.
Very skeptical. I love it. You
She's
you're teaching her
adorable.
well.
Yeah.
She knows how to take her medicine.
Oh, no, you kui. Come towards me, please. Underneath your tongue. And again, by the way, as you do this, just keep thinking of your intentions. Everybody start thinking of what your intention is for this evening, what you want to get done, what you want to get accomplished. And everybody heard me, right? We're going to the first and the second clearing. And I want you to remember that because afterwards, the beauty of what we do is that we share with one another our journey. The thought process being, hierba de la pastora. Did you use that last time?
No.
Underneath your tongue. Thanks. No, just let it hang there. If you want to chew it, go ahead. Most kids do.
Should I know what I got or?
Oh yeah, Ololiukuiki is from Africa. It's one of the sacred flower. This is the flower part of the hallucinogenic plant. Haha.
Oh,
You could research it. Ask me later. Look at these two.
Yeah, right.
Yes, I mean, your high is good. Wow. Look at the two of you. You're being all physical tonight. That's okay.
Oh.
Pepper sulfur. Did you get over a cold or underneath your tongue? Or
What is it called?
you got pepper sulfur. Pepper sulfur is usually
Kinda
something
weird.
that happens when you're either trying to catch a cold or getting over a cold. It's just to kind of ground you more.
Okay.
So everybody
I'm
has
sorry,
their water.
I'm so sorry. What was the one that you gave me?
Hierba de la pastora.
Okay.
Herb of the pastor, the pastoral herb.
Mhm.
It's a pretty cool one. It's and so by the way, everyone, the way you're seated, the person you're seated next to, really has a lot to do with your energy for right now. And I'm saying that because the hierba de la pastora is also when you got to do this, kind of like her.
Mhm.
So I start kind of not what my opinion is, but it's what you guys tested for. Okay. So it tells you kind of like what you guys need. Everybody, can we all take a sip of water? So I open up the circle and the sacredness of all being one. And this is in order to open up our heart. I want you to imagine that you have rose water and every single drop is sacred and is going to allow again your heart to open up. Why this is so special, forgive me, but I don't know about the other traditions, so I'm just going to speak on Easter for today, not for the religious content of it, but for the opening. Tomorrow is, it's Passover and it's Easter, okay? And in these different traditions, what I think is awesome is this is Christ, right? What Christ really represents is when your subconscious and your conscious meet in that one perfect point in time, and that's where you strive to be centered, to be here now, as you might have heard in many a book. So with that in mind, we open up our hearts to the universe, to our spirit animals, our power animals, and bow down to all our ancestors, past, present, future. Cheers. Cheers. Anybody want to pass down your cups? So now you can all go lay down in your spaces so we can begin. Thank you. Guys who are on the computer, obviously I'm going to turn off the lights so you may not see anything. Okay. Let's see. I want to see if I can do a bit of can you? No, I can quick. I don't want you all to freeze. Anybody have any questions before we begin? You guys, do you have any questions? In live stream?
No.
Okay, everybody ready? I would ask you guys to try to lower your lights as well, okay? Karen? Wait, am I on mute? Karen? Karen, can you hear me? Mavi? Karen? I think she's on mute somehow. Yeah? Angie, you could hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay. Ready? Karen and Hannah? Yeah, see they're on mute.
They're talking.
Okay, you can hear me, Karen?
Oh, can you hear us now?
Yes, now I can hear you.
Okay, sorry, I accidentally muted it. We're in the pitch black dark. We're ready to go, though. I have no idea what we're about to do, but we're laying down and it's dark.
You're just gonna listen to the drum and listen to the prompts of my voice, okay? No, but it's not. No, I need it. Yeah. But leave it a little bit open, just so I can see where I'm running. Go back. Okay, so we're going to begin. I'm going to ask you all to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. And as you breathe in through your nose, remember you put the tip of your tongue behind your teeth and your gum line. So gently breathe in with the tip of your tongue in between the line of your gum line and the front teeth. And you breathe out through your mouth, keeping the tongue there. And as you begin to breathe in and out, I want you all to allow yourself to fall into relaxation. The more you relax, the better off we are. So as you breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, I'm going to ask you guys to imagine that there's a warm fluid that goes and starts to be poured on your big toes. This fluid is comfy and warm. And this liquid now goes to all of the toes of your feet. The purpose of this liquid is to help you relax. I want you to imagine that the liquid goes on both of your feet. And I want you to imagine that your feet melt into the ground. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Imagine this warm liquid starts to go up your legs. And it's just helping you relax deeper and deeper. Imagine that the liquid goes up into your knees now. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. It goes into your thighs and both your legs melt onto the ground. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Imagine that this warm liquid goes into your hips now. Into your abdominal area. Past your belly button. Into your chest. Up into your shoulders. As that melts into the ground. Breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Imagine that the liquid goes down your arms, your elbows, your wrists, your hands, and every single one of your fingers. Down to your fingertips, and that melts into the ground. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, and allow your neck to relax with this warm liquid. If there's any tension there, release it now. Allow that your neck melts into the ground. Breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Imagine that the liquid goes into your face, all the way up to your scalp, the back of your head. Your entire body now melts into the ground. Now, just keep breathing in and out, knowing you are safe. In a space of sacredness. So, we're going to do a different breath now. You're going to breathe in twice through your nose and out through your mouth like this. Breathing in twice in through your nose and once out through your mouth. And as you keep doing it, I want you to start to slow it down. Breathing in twice through your nose and one out through your mouth. Inhaling twice in, exhaling out through the mouth. And keep doing this as you slow down the pace, but don't stop this breath. I want you to imagine now that your body has melted into the ground and you're walking into that which we call the tree of life. Imagine that before you, there is a big tree with a big opening at the bottom of its roots, and you fit in there. Imagine you go into the tree, and inside, you see a hole in the ground. Imagine that you slide down this hole. As you slide down this hole, you come out into an opening. In front of you, there is a circle of the opening to this sacred forest. This is what we call the underworld. This is where all our ancestors have guided us. And I want you to imagine now that you will meet your power animals or your spirit guides. Keep breathing in twice through your nose and out through your mouth. Listening to the sound of the drum. I'm going to stay quiet while you imagine and you call forth your power animals or your spirit guides. And you're going to meet them, talk to them a little bit while I stay quiet. Guys, I want you to imagine you're saying, having a dialogue right now, saying hi to them and you get to know them. I want you to imagine that now you have a decision to make with your power animals or your spirit guides. You either decide to stay back at the entrance of the circle, or you decide to journey with your power animal or your spirit guides. Stay quiet while you speak with your power animals and your spirit guides and make that decision. Now that you've made that decision, I want you to imagine that you and your power animals or spirit guides turn to face the forest. Look at how green the leaves are, the trees, the sky, any animals or insects you see around. Use all of your senses. Smell the forest, taste it, see it. And the sixth sense, of course, is our intuition. So as we get ready go back. I will stay quiet as you work that out. Now that your power animal and spirit guide takes that piece back, imagine that you leave that clearing and you start running, gliding, flying, going faster and faster, going in deeper into the forest, going in deeper and deeper. Use all your senses. As you go in deeper and deeper, enjoy the journey. Going faster and faster. As you come to the second clearing. As you come to the second clearing, you notice something different about this clearing. Right in the center of this circle, there's a gift in the center. You and your power animals or your spirit guides go through the center. Look at that gift. I will stay quiet while you get your gift. As your power animal, your spirit guide gives you that gift, I want you to imagine they're holding it for you. And together now, you turn. You go faster and faster, going even deeper into the forest. Deeper and deeper and deeper. Imagine that it starts to get really dark. And before you know it, you're going up. Up into the sky. And as you go higher and higher, levitating if you will, you notice that you're going into the big blue sky. Imagine that there's stars everywhere. And yes, you're flying, gliding, going up higher and higher into the sky. And in the sky you find that there's this big ball of bright light. It's filled with pure unconditional love. I want you to imagine that you go into that ball of energy, bright, bright light. As you go into this big, bright light, I will stay quiet as you get bathed into pure unconditional love, reminding you we're here to achieve balance between our physical and our spiritual nature. As you bathe into this big, bright light of unconditional love, I'll let you guys work some stuff out there. So I stay quiet. visualization with your power animal or your spirit guide. And imagine that they are giving you your gift back. And they're also going to give you that piece of your soul back that you needed back. I will stay quiet while you do that. Now I want you to imagine that your power animal and your spirit guide are about to give you that piece of your soul back. And they will put it into your chest, into your heart. Imagine that they have a strong breath and it fully brings back that piece of your soul being blown into your heart. Imagine it's coming in through the top of your head now. And lastly but not least, imagine that that piece of your soul comes back in through the bottom of your feet. It goes all the way up into your heart. Imagine how it feels. All this wonderful energy all back into your body. I want you to start breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth again. As you breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, I want you to come back by wiggling your toes. Wiggle your toes, your feet, wiggle your fingertips, your hands, your wrists, and start to move around so you can shake your entire self back because yes, you did leave your body. You're back in now. And so when you're ready, feel how it feels to be back in your body. Imagine that you took a 15-hour very restful sleep and you have all the energy of the full moon. Welcome back into the room. Slowly, you can all sit up and we'll come around in a circle here again. Everybody close your eyes. I'm going to turn the light in. It doesn't have a gentle button. Close your eyes with your hands, hopefully. Okay. So if everybody can come back in a circle. And the point of us coming into a circle, just so everybody can understand, is so we can share each other's journey. Because we really are one energy. So that the more we share with one another, we're all mirror images of each other. Does that make sense, guys?
Yes.
Karen?
Yes. Yeah.
Angie? Eric?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to see if you guys can see here. Yeah. Ready? What? Somebody's not fully back in her body. Her legs are still gone. Just shake it, honey. That's why you gotta shake back in. Oh, yeah. Do you want the pillow? You sure? Okay. Angie.
Yeah.
Angie?
Yes.
Can you hear me? Did you explain to Gail and Eric kind of how this goes? Huh?
Share.
Yeah, we share. So this is the fun part because what I'm wanting you all to understand is that we really are working out 7 generations back and 7 generations forward of our ancestral lineage. Our power animals, our spirit guides will always walk with us. But when we do it in a group consciousness, it's so beautiful because we are mirror images of each other and together we make one whole, but we grow more when we share with one another. But I, of course, ask you all to do this at home. You could go on YouTube and there's a single shamanic drumming and do it every morning. And then it, again, that's why I'm suggesting you keep a notebook. And so the more you do this, it becomes really an amazing reference book for anything in your life. So later on, when you're having some sort of problem in life and you just ask the question, you hold the book on the top and the bottom and open it, and it will really help to guide you. Kind of like, you know, it becomes a really cool guardian angel technique, if you will. So, Angie, guess who goes first? What?
Okay. My animal was
This is
tiger.
Wait, your power animal was what? A tiger?
Yes.
Okay.
And I was missed my power animal so much. I was so him when he came up. And he took me through the jungle, and I really on him until I got to the first clearing. And in the first clearing, I got kind of just rolled around in the dirt, got really dirty. And then he kind of licked me and circled around me. And then he felt so much better, and I was able to run to the next clearing. And I was much lighter.
We're hearing everything.
What?
There's feedback on our everything twice. Are you guys here twice?
No.
I think if you put your speakers on, or your microphones on mute.
Okay.
Will that work?
Yeah.
Okay, so my gift was some sort of like hairbrush and then like I went into the light and I just kind of bathed in the light, but I guess that was kind of it. I'm done.
On the first clearing, what did you see?
I just kind of bathed in the dirt. And the tiger kind of leaned on me. But then I had like a lightness after that, and I could run because the tiger carried me to the first clearing. And then after that, I could run to the next clearing. And I was much lighter and I felt better. We can't hear you.
I was just saying that when one person shares their story, no one else can talk. Because, you know, usually spouses want to talk when you're speaking. But, you know, you didn't do that, Eric. Thank you very much. So anyway, a couple of things. Okay? Number one, what you're showing me in the first clearing is a simple name. It comes up again. Sure you're doing your homeworks because I know you're good for them. Okay? You can hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay. So the ancestral lineage thing of Elaine comes up again. What was your homework with the Elaine name?
I had explore the and I had to work on the Shakti energy. And I had to sing the song.
And what is the symbolism of the name Elaine?
I forget. The lotus.
I'm just making fun of you, okay? Google the name Elaine. Find out. What?
It was a lion.
It was a lion, I think.
Your middle name.
Yeah.
Okay. Like all of your ancestors are still holding on to a name. And so what I'm hearing is that the third chakra is still stuck, aka stomach issues. And I know that you tend to do pretty good with things I suggest as far as in somatic issues, but I need you. I'm gonna make this really simple. 5 nights, Epsom salt bath with geranium oil, 3 drops.
Okay.
Got it? Any questions? Okay. Thank you. So seriously, like listen to that like it was your message. Is the best thing I can tell you. So her third chakra, I am not on mute, right? Yeah. Your third chakra is blocked, is what I'm hearing, and there's a lot of this, like the going in the mud for her was seriously. Did anybody see? Last time we went to see the Black Panther. That's exactly what it is. Like when he goes on the mud, the red soil. Really, the red soil is the riches and minerals and stuff, and you only find that in Africa, in Morocco, which is Africa. But anyway, so it's that kind of a thing that came up for you, Angie, which I think is awesome. Like the mud bath could mean I would, if I were you, I'd get like that Redmond's clay mud thing. I'll like mud myself up, but simply bath. Okay, the Epsom salt with the geranium. Okay. And I know it sounds very simplistic, but trust me, you'll see what I mean. And Google the middle name, okay? Because they're still all 4 here. Thank you, Kara. It's your turn.
Oh, because I'm like trying to remember. The voice was like, "You're not going to forget it," but I was like, "I might."
I'll turn you this way so you guys can hear Kara. If you can mute yours, Angie, so we could hear her well. Okay.
So at the first clearing, I had 3 animals. There was a hare. There was a hare. It was not a bunny. And then I had a snake. I hate snakes, so that was interesting. This was a good snake. And I had a hawk. And they asked me if I wanted to go myself or if they could go, and they told me that I might not be strong enough to go with them, but of course I insisted, so I flew with them, and the hawk carried the snake, and then the rabbit just like super fast. So we just went through the first clearing, and it was night. The whole forest was night, and when we got to that, is it the first clearing? Yeah, when we got to the first clearing, there was like a platform with a baby on it, and and it was a baby in a cloth diaper with like a pin, and it had really black hair, and the hawk ate its eyes. I'm sorry. And the hawk ate its eyes and then took the skull cap off and took the brain out, and then the snake like spit into the brain, and the snake was like surrounding the baby, kind of, like protecting it. And then the hair literally took a hair off of the baby's head. And then they put the brain back, and then we left. And so then at the second clearing, there was the gift, and I have an obsession with containers for some reason. Like I love boxes and jars and things that hold things. And so they had this really beautiful, like quintessential, almost like emoji gift box, right? That's like red with the yellow ribbon. And then I opened it, and there was this huge blue sapphire, but it was like a diamond, but it was just deep blue, like sapphire color. It was really beautiful and made me like a little emotional. I was like, you know what? It felt like wealth. Like everything that I ever wanted, like all the millions of dollars that I want so I could just live a perfect life. It felt like that. And then the hawk was like, you can keep the box. And so we put it back, and the hawk grabbed it. And then we went to the third clearing, right? Mm-hmm. And is that when we went up? Mm-hmm. We went up into the white wall, and it was still night for me. It's completely pitch black. And it was so beautiful because I'm obsessed with the stars at night. And so it was just so amazing to be up there. And I went inside of the big thing, kind of like if you've seen Wrinkle in Time, you know, everything is like very, I went into like that, and my spirit guide, Blue Bob, I told you about Blue Bob, he's the Pleiadian. He was on the outside, like just letting me know he's helping. And I was just floating and I was completely naked, and all of this stuff was coming out, like worms were coming out of my hair and like out of my intestines and my guts, and like just purifying, not in like a scary way, not in a scary way, but in like a way that was like I really needed this deep cleaning, and I was just sort of like floating and was taking all of it out. Even when you're like, let's leave, as I was coming down, it was still just like trailing out of me.
Wow. And
then when I hit the ground, I was naked, but like I looked amazing. I looked not even like not in like a like I'm gonna take a great photograph of myself amazing, but just like strong and clean and beautiful, and my hair like was longer, and I was just so strong, and they're like, you can run. So we ran back, and as we ran through the clearings on the one where the baby was gone, but he left a pacifier. So I like scooped it up and tossed it to the hawk who put it in his mouth, and we just kept going. And then when we got back at the end, some point you were telling us about breathing in the gift. Oh yeah, the gift, like the giving us love. It was just this beautiful violet mist that was just coming through me, and it was so cool. Like it felt like the authenticity of me just like rushing into me. It felt like, I don't know a better word for it. Yes, like that's my style, my taste, my flavor, you know. And then that was it.
So, well, I mean, wow.
Glad you had that response.
Okay, no.
So what I think is really cool, again, one of the things I think I don't know if I said this the last time. There is a lot of anything that happens in this room stays in this room. By the way, this is all everybody's private life, so everybody, you know, is private about it, right? But wow, I love the reason why I got so excited about the babies, because there's this whole, for all of us, this is a full moon in Libra. And in my journeys, I've been seeing this baby, but this morning in my own journey, I recognize the baby as myself. So why that's so cool is because this is about our rebirth. And I love that you're having not only this rebirth, but quite a cathartical one. When you go up, all the worms coming out of you. I mean, I always say this to all my patients, right? No matter who you think you are, it's not third world countries who have parasites. We all have parasites because we're all the worst parasites for Mother Earth. We all, you know, poop all over her. We don't care as much. And I'm not, you know, again, I'm not saying like, oh, we're so bad. But everything is in divine order. And I love this thought again of understanding that in your divinity, you took on this challenge and you see this baby, but it's really, please recognize it as you yourself. No scary other babies, okay? I promise.
This is a weird looking baby.
But that's one. Every step along your journey, and again, as you're telling me the story, I'm like holding space for you, and I'm going, because all this energy just keep going from like the skies into you. And I'm going, oh wow, okay, she's got that covered. There's not no healing I have to do here. And I always say this, and I don't know, you know, like you guys know this about me, that when I work with somebody, I'll start to burp a lot when they're healing a lot. And I was burping the entire time you were saying this. You know, good. Thank you. Not attractive on me, but anyway. But I love every part of your journey, and the symbolism of the baby's eyes being pulled out. It really is, think of it as your childhood, the things you saw that you should not have seen. Because again, that's why I keep saying everything's in divine order. Our lives are already planned, you guys. That's why in palmistry, like one hand, whatever your dominant hand that you write with, is what you do with your life, but the other one really is your destiny. Okay? So if you could understand it that way, you go, oh, wait. So you're saying like the eyes being plucked out was my childhood. I had to see a lot of things that maybe weren't so nice. And if you remember, the eyes are really representative of the liver. So it's about letting anger go.
I'm doing this herbal liver
Cleanse.
detox. Yeah.
Of course you are.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Good job. Because it is cleansing out your liver. And then the opening of the head, again, it's letting all the worms out. You know what I mean? And I love that you said, they like wash it and put it back in. Because be here now. Like, I can't stress that. You know, I was thinking, like, I should put a sign, be here now. Like, every time I come here, you know, you breathe into yourself and you get there. And again, in the breath work, the reason why we do the is because it really blocks that monkey brain from talking. And you'll forget it. And I'm not expecting you to stay there the whole time, because sometimes you will take a nap or you'll do whatever you have to. It's part of the journey. You know, it's just part of the experience. And you have to be sacred to it and understand that the work gets done even if you fall asleep or even if you're not doing the breath work or things like this. Because I could hear you telepathically. And I was like, you kind of judge yourself a little bit there. Like, oh, I'm not breathing. I was like, don't worry about it. You're doing cool. And you're done. Forget it. So I'm like, by the way, so there's not really a homework because I would have said like parasite cleanse, but you're doing it. Everything's cool. So thank you for sharing. You know? Karen, your turn. Uh-oh. Karen, are you there?
Hold on. Yep. Can you hear us now?
Yes. Okay.
So we're hearing everything 2 times.
I can't see you.
But we're in the dark.
Can you put the light on, dude?
Yeah. Oh, it's really
bright. Oh no. Sorry, Hannah.
Okay, so it's my turn.
Yes.
So it's
Everyone,
this
this
is
is
when
Karen.
we can hear it coming through my phone. I don't know why.
I'm gonna stay quiet so you could, you know.
Okay. So I am super excited because the last time I tried to do this, I didn't see anything when I went to one of these, and it was like use your imagination or whatever, and I just like laid in dark space. So this time I saw things. The first clearing was like really, the grass was really pristine. It was a well organized first clearing, like perfect circle, perfect grass, and a big bird. Something maybe like an eagle or something showed up, and a girl that looked like a pixie, or sort of like Pippi Longstocking, like a girl. What's she doing? Oh, she's reading. Oh, and then so then we started running to the second clearing, and I was running, but I jumped off the ground and was like flying, but we left Pippi Longstocking behind, and it was just me and the bird. And we came to the second clearing, and was that the gift or was that the something for your soul? Oh wait, and so wherever the part was where we had something for our soul, I really just saw colors. First I saw a lot of green, and then I saw blue, and then I saw black. Then at the part where we had the second clearing, there was a gold pillar or a white pillar and a gold box on top of it. And inside the box was a gold crown and a gold cape that the bird then put on me, sort of like Cinderella, where they're like dressing her with the little like thing like flying around or whatever, and let me try it on. And then you were like, spirit guide takes the gifts back, so plucked it off of me and like, you know, put it under its arm. And then we we flew off to, this is 4 days on just water. Like I could just be straight hallucinating. We flew up. I didn't see, I saw a lot of stars. I didn't see a big light. I'm also like very cold right now, like all the time. So I like eventually started to feel warmth, but never really saw like a big light. And then, yeah, every time we were running, I was I was flying instead of running. Like I would start running, then jump off the ground, and then go.
So, do you still feel cold?
No. I put a
Okay.
scarf on too.
The reason why I'm asking if you still feel cold is because basically everything you said along your journey, how did you feel about the Pippi Longstocking girl?
I don't know. Random.
Okay. I'm gonna give you 3 emotions and tell me without thinking which one you felt. Okay?
Okay.
Ready? Fear, anger, sadness, or grief?
None.
All right, I'm just gonna tell you then. God damn it! I want you guys to do your own work. All right. So what I'm hearing is, there's a lot of like really a little bit of a blocked energy about you. So one of the things I did here is I had everybody drink rose water. So you can get, and you have rose water, don't you? I'm sure I told you to get rose water at some point.
Yeah, I have it.
All right. Can you please spray rose water on your chest for the next 3 days?
Yes.
Literally just go 3 sprays, 3 days. Okay. I can get into a whole long story about this, but for the sacredness of time for everyone, I want everybody, to have like a good amount of time to share. But the pillar has a lot to do with the business.
Okay.
How was the pillar? How did it feel to you? What was it made out of?
Marble.
White.
Okay. How did it make you feel?
It was awesome. There was a big like on this big pillar.
There was a what in front of the pillar?
No, it was in front of me. Like it was like this is for you.
Yeah. I just want you to remember the image of that pillar and the cape and the crown. Does that make sense?
Okay.
1, 2, 3. What the hell? Everything's in 3s. So you're going to do 3 pages on what that pillar with the crown and the cape meant, that whole symbolism around it. And of course, you're going to, on the top of the page, I want you to head it, the selling of your business.
Okay.
Got it?
Okay.
You know what I mean? Do you have any questions?
No.
Did you feel the great, like I love that you said all the colors and everything, that's pretty hallucinogenic. And again, not that I'm against whatever people want to do, but you don't need drugs to trip. You tripped very well. Congratulations. The lights and the colors.
Food in 4 days. Of course I'm tripping.
Hey, that's your homework. That's on you. I just read people. That's your problem. Thank you, Karen. Yvette, your turn.
All right, my notes are a mess, so I will do my best here. Hey there. Okay, so when we first started out, okay, with the liquefying, literally the liquefying of the body parts, it very much it all looked like a Dali painting. That's how it liquefied into Dali paintings and all those little clusters of puddles in Dali paintings, with hues of blues and greens. From there, when we got to the tree and entered the tree and I slid down the black hole of a slide. It just happened really quickly, and then once I landed in the first clearing, it was kind of like a grassy knoll area, and then there was forest behind that. But as soon as I landed right off the slide, I ran. I just started running. And I had a new spirit animal that I had not seen before. It was a wolf. It was a white wolf. And that white wolf actually stayed with me, traveled with me for most of the whole journey. And this wolf had a lot of energy, and he just like moved in all circles and all different kinds of directions, and he was with me. And then from there, when the wolf was with me when we, okay, well, my gift, I forget, I had 2 gifts. but I forget which clearing exactly it came. But the first gift was like a treasure chest with gold coins, and just it was a treasure chest. It was a treasure chest, but it was really, really heavy. I couldn't carry it with me when we started moving. So the wolf was there to try to help me. So I basically left the treasure chest to the wolf because I just couldn't carry it as we kept going. And then when we went to the next clearing, I was running a lot, very similar to what she was saying. I was running a lot and flying, and then I actually grew white wings from my back, and I was running and flying, and I had these white wings. And actually, by the time that I had the white wings, the sky, it was just clear sky, not a cloud, and just like the most beautiful kind of turquoise blue color the sky was, and I was just flying all over with the wings. And then when we got to the next clearing, the gift there, it was like gold stone, and I don't know the name of the stone, but it was like crystals and gold stone, and it was just those pieces and big pieces of that. And then the wolf kept coming back and forth, but then I was also running and flying, and the message was basically not to worry about money. That was the message, not to worry about money, and that I have abundance. And sorry, you guys, I just have a lot of notes here. And then my white phoenix. This is another animal spirit animal that I get. That the white phoenix came in. I think like the wolf was turned shapeshifted into the phoenix, and then returned back to the wolf. So I saw that. I saw quite a bit of that, and I was still flying. But usually in the past, I have been flying. I with my other soul journeys, I would be flying on the phoenix, but that didn't happen this time. I actually had my own wings, so I didn't need to fly on the phoenix. So I just kept flying and flying and flying, and so that's basically that's the most of it. There's lots more.
That's like a book there.
Yes, there's a lot here.
Okay,
yeah, but
so
that's the bulk.
Again, and I'm like, geez, I'm like burping like crazy again. I think that it's very cool for you guys. I repeat, not for me. But I love that. I need you to understand something very exciting, and I want to tie this back to your journey because I did not share this. Angie, this is for you too. Okay, I hope you can hear me. But so like Angie, Kara, and Yvette, the three of you need to just pay more attention to your musculoskeletal system. Okay? Musculoskeletal system. Have a lot of kale, collard greens, and spinach without cooking it. Just devour. Okay? So the most interesting thing that I need to share with you is your homework, really. I don't know if you guys have plants in your place, but please get a money tree. And you need to place that as soon as you walk into your left. So if there's hopefully like a table or something over there, you come in and wherever that to the left. So it's kind of like not really the center of your home, but kind of like as soon as you walk into the left, there. And if you could find that stone and you're going to place it either, oh my God, that was very funny. I went to say, and on the bottom of the plan, and your higher consciousness corrected me, like, no, outside, right outside. I don't want it in the plan. I'm like, okay, fine. Excuse me. So in front, you're going to place that. And yes, you're right. And I want to, this is for everyone, really. I think it's awesome that the journeys, you're all talking about abundance. And it really is about wealth. And remember again, Libra, spirituality and physicality balancing one another. I'm a spiritual being having a physical experience, but because of such, I deserve all the abundance in the world. So whatever any of you have been asking for, I'm going to ask you to push it a little bit further. So like if you're saying, I don't know, I want to make $250,000 per client, it'll be $550,000. Whatever that is for you guys. Okay, so just push your wealth a little bit further because this collective energy does rock that. This is what we do this for. This is us breaking the matrix down and taking the red pill. So with our co-collectiveness, we can all push that forward. Okay? Does that make sense? So that's your homework. Thank you. That was I would write a short story about it if I were you out of that.
Thank you.
Eric? Your turn. Everyone, Eric.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Okay.
All
I'm
right.
gonna
So
put
I
it
went
on
down.
so I can hear you.
Okay, that's good. So I went down the chute and into the opening of the tree trunk, and there were three animals. To my left was a snake. In front of me was an eagle, and to the right was a giraffe. And I had to pick one to go with, and I was kind of afraid of letting the other two down because I had to pick one. So I went with the eagle, but the giraffe was cool about it. And the snake was just, I don't know, the snake was just a snake. But anyway, then we flew to the first clearing, and it was just a clearing. There was, kind of some grass and whatnot, but there was a box, and it was, what was in the box was just spiritual. It was just harmony. And then the second clearing was more of a lake. It was kind of over water. And there was just a nice breeze, and it kind of reminded me of being on a sailboat. And then I'm embarrassed to say I fell asleep for the third one. It's okay. You're still on mute, Gloria.
Maybe I wasn't speaking.
Oh.
So, I guess I should explain something to you guys. You know, when I do this, the new moon and the full moon makes me like 10 times even more intuitive. I mean, I know you guys know me forever, so you know that about me. But Eric, why that's important for you, and this is going to sound absolutely crazy. Oh, God, I'm trying not, okay. So I'm just reading you and I'm with you and I'm holding your energy and you're telling me the story, and suddenly an ex-client of mine walks into your journey. Okay, meaning like as you're sharing with me, and I'm like, hey, his name was Bob. And I go, Bob, what are you doing here? And he says, well, as soon as Eric said this thing about the water, remember, the water is for me, Gloria. So, and I go, so what's the message, Bob? And so he said, tell Eric. Sorry. So Bob was a famous musician. He was a famous folk musician. He came to me when he was given 3 weeks to live. Okay? He was in stage 4. Sorry. And I worked with him for going on to 9 years. And one day he said, I'm tired, Gloria. I'm tired that I have to put wheatgrass shots up my, you know what? There's a child in the room. I'm tired that I don't get to eat cake and pizza, and why do you make me do all these things? And I'm just tired. And I said, Bob, I'm not making you, it's what's coming through for you. Okay. So he said, I'm not coming back anymore. I'm done. And I said, I'm just an instrument. I can't do anything about this. A year later, I think of Bob and I call his cell phone, and his wife answered, and she said, I knew it was going to be you. And I said, what are you talking about? She said, I knew you were going to call because Bob just passed away last night. And I'm not answering the phone for anyone. I'm not going to talk to anyone. I don't want anything to do with anyone. And I lost it. I couldn't stop crying. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that I couldn't keep him here. So she goes, what are you talking about? He had 3 weeks to live and you gave us 9 years. You made him get his financial affairs in order. You made him get a will. So now my daughter and I are taken care of, and everything's fine thanks to you. But I was like, yeah, but I wish I could have made him sing. And she reminded me what I always say, you're just an instrument. I'm the bridge, right? So I'm sharing this with you because yes, Bob did walk in. And again, that C word comes up, right? So it is for you to know, I know you take me very seriously and I love that you let me work with you the way that we do. But don't for 1 second get lazy about it. Or be like, you know what, Gloria, you're making me do too much shit. I'm not going to do the work anymore because it is not a choice in this case. You hear me? I gave him a choice because I didn't know what I know today. But I'll be damned. Yeah, I gave him 9 years and I'm grateful for that, but not this time. Not this time. Okay? Thank you. You know, and thank you for taking this on. I know you're good for it. Angie, you know, I'm sorry. I have to speak the truth. But I love you guys way too much. So. Well, you know what I love about you? Your stupid sense of humor. It's fantastic. So I'm like, okay, Eric, is there anything I need to tell you? Is there anything I need to know? You know, so telepathically I'm asking you this, and you go, wait. So what's my homework to do those wheatgrass shots up my ass? I'm like, no, that is not your homework. You're not there. You're not even close to there. We're at the beginning of the journey. I've got you covered. And I mean that. I don't usually sound this cocky, right? Okay, that's not true, but whatever. You're good. So, and this is the kicker. Unlike other people who get homeworks, you also, like my beautiful Kara, don't get a homework because you're doing everything right. You know, like everything you're doing, I can't complain. I can't, I'm like anything, anybody, anyone. And everybody's like, no, he's good. So by the way, Bob, meet Eric. Eric, meet Bob. I am going to send you an email a little bit more about Bob. He was the actual original. He wrote, what is that song? I'm sorry, Bob. What's that song? Something Over Waters? Anybody? Bridge Over Troubled Waters. He wrote that song. One of our biggest fights was that he wanted his name to be put on it as a composer. Right before he passed away, he got his rights. He got everything he wanted from the band that played it, who stole it from him. Because he played with all of them, Jimi Hendrix, Joan Baez, all of those. He was pretty kick-ass. So anyway, I need you to get to know Bob. We'll work on that. Thank you.
Oh, Angie has a question.
Yes. What?
What did Bob actually say?
What did Bob actually say? He just came in. So like the saying is, tell Eric not to get lazy. Tell him to do what she says, basically. Okay? I see the thumb. Thank you for coming out of the darkness where Gail is. Thank you. Aisha. Everyone meet Aisha.
I don't have a journal that I turned into a novel. And it definitely wasn't as detailed. But I was actually really surprised to meet my spirit animal and realize what it really was. I always envisioned it being a cool wolf as well, but it was actually a fox. And I think maybe because I just adopted a dog from a rescue and she reminds me of many animals, but a fox is definitely one of them. And the fox had a very similar demeanor as my puppy, just very calm, very loving, and walking by my side the entire time, like my dog does. And always has like a perma smile. And it was very comforting. Kind of not like a child to me, but in a way. And but it was also very wise. Like it knew more than I did, and it was very comforting. And I did feel like I was where I was supposed to be. And in one of the clearings, the grass was really tall, and it was actually blowing in the wind. And as you asked us to imagine ourselves running the fox and I were running really, really fast, and then we would jump and we would catch a lot of air and then come down, and then kind of similar to what you guys were saying, running fast, jumping, coming down, and it was really thrilling and exciting. You can kind of feel the wind like blowing through our hair, and everything was just moving very fluidly, and it was really special. And then you asked our spirit guide, our animal, to give us our gift, like the thing that's missing, and it was really cute. So the fox could walk on its hind legs. It's a very magical fox, and it had this little perma smile, and it was just very excited to hand over this little ball of light, and that's all it was, and handed it to me. And what I'm trying to heal right now is just to not want to be in control all the time. I was not expecting this, and to just feel at ease and know that the universe is going to take care of me. I worry a lot about stuff, about work, mostly, but everything else is so good. It's so great. It's just one thing that's been really, really hard for me to overcome, and I'm kind of at a loss. Anyways, I digress. And then I kind of fell asleep too. But then there was something you said, and it really brought me back to the present, and it felt very euphoric, like just a surge of energy, like bringing me back to the place that I needed to be in, and oh, I need to breathe like this again. And I remember feeling it come closer. I'm like, I hope I'm doing it right. I hope I'm doing it right. And then that was that.
Thank you. So I think it's ironic that you tested for a remedy that organizes you, and you're like, well, I'm too in control. Yeah. So one might think that being in control would mean you don't need to be as more organized yet. Yeah. You test for a remedy that will organize you more. Why I love homeopathy is because it's sort of like it's the law of the similars. So a minus plus a minus equals a positive. So you got the control organizationally freak remedy to undo it.
Oh.
Got it?
No.
That means that you tested for something that makes you feel like this, because your energy needs to be the opposite of that. But so when you were saying about the fox, I'm like, oh my God, this is so funny. I'm just going to put it this way. In order for you to take the next steps in your life, there are two things that you really need to do. And I know you know these, but I'm going to say them. Of course, you'd get a fox. There's a very mischievous kind of fun side to you that I'm sorry to say this, because we, meeting, but holy, what happened to her? She needs to come back. And the way she needs to come back is, do you sing?
No.
So by the way, and so I know that, but again, I'm just trying to be polite.
Yeah.
So it's not like sing in the shower.
Yeah.
It really would mean take classes and learning to handle your voice, because this chakra, your communication chakra, your fifth chakra, really needs to step forward in order for you to get those new beginnings, that we were speaking of earlier, with her baby, with my baby of my journey in the morning. So it's like that kind of new beginning, allowing yourself the space to go, time and space are man-made. I am a spiritual being. I got to see how spiritual I am. This is a temporary case. I always think imagine it's kind of like a car, right? So you're a car, but somebody has to come in and turn on the key to make it go. And that somebody is the spirit you. But the soul you is where your guides, your spirit animals come and bring you that piece of you back. And again, I love that. Thank you for being so vulnerable with us, because she's got you. Didn't you hear her? Didn't you see that gold chest you just got with all that gold money? Karen got you with the cape and the crown. Karen got you that pillar, that marble pillar. That's why when I was like, hey, Karen, what did your pillar look like? Because it was too white. And I was like, I hope it's not plaster. When she said marble, I was like, yes. Okay, good. She's good to go with her business thing. You're good to go with your business thing, because we're borrowing each other's journey. We're learning from each other's lessons. That's the sacred way to be. We really are all one. So, and by the way, you erased a lot of stuff for your ancestors and your family, like your current family in life. Something about your grandma. I'm gonna put again the mischievous part. What I didn't say is you also have like you're really good at secrets.
Oh.
So your grandma has a secret. So I'm gonna ask you tonight before you go to bed. You take a journal and a pen and you go, you know, and like breathe in with the tip, or go either one of those 2, 3 minutes, and say, tonight I'm gonna sleep and grandma come in. And I want you to share the secret with me. As soon as you wake up, you just write words down. If you can't remember the dream, just write words. Because your monkey brain will be like, oh, I don't remember the dream. You go, I don't care. Just write words as fast as you can. And it'll come your way. Thank you. Erica, your turn.
Okay. Hello. Let's see. Let's start. Yes. So with the liquid, kind of, you know, just let myself melt away, basically. But it was like a gold. It was gold. It was very warm, very gooey, and very. It overtook me basically. But I felt very Egyptian-like it was a very majestic liquid. And like it just overtook me, and then it was just pretty. And then I got into the hole and went down like a slide. And when I got down at the bottom, the circle. It was like a circle on the floor and a circle, like 2 circles on the floor and then in front of me. And it was very colorful. And then the spirit animal, I was having a hard time finding it or feeling it or seeing it. It was like morphing, didn't know what it was gonna be. And then I was like, shoot, the drumming's I need like someone come help me. Like I don't wanna go by myself, let's go. So then it ended up being, and I wouldn't even think of a bear. And it was a bear, and the bear was brown, but then it was also colorful. It kept going back and forth. And at one point, like a polar bear popped out, but it went back in. I don't know. Then yes, we started running, and it was this gorgeous forest, lots of leaves and great stuff, and we're running. And I think was the first clearing just a clearing? Mm-hmm. I think it was just a clearing. At first, it seemed like a sky. It was blue and white, but then it just went white. So me and the bear were just there in the whiteness. And I was apologizing. I was like, I don't know if I'm doing this right. Sorry, I'm not as present, bear. I'm trying. And then we go again. So we're running. I think it's morning or something. I don't know. We're in the forest. We're still in the forest. And then we get to the second clearing, and that's where the gift was. The gift, it was like a box of, it was water. It was water, like in a ball, but in a box. Mm-hmm. It was just moving. And then the bear, I don't know if I picked it up, or he picked it up, put it on me, just went around, came back. It was just like this, it was just a book. I don't know what it meant. It's nice, I guess. And then I don't know what we had to discuss in the second one. Was he giving you a gift or something, or putting something in?
Yeah.
He was putting something into me, and it was kind of similar to yours, but a little different. Putting back me, as like when I was younger. I always think like I was so fearless. What happened? What happened to make me change as a person? Like I was a woman that was going to change the world, and it's not what I am or where I am right now. It's just like, why? What happened to make me think that I'm not great? And so he was putting like, you shouldn't procrastinate. You should do what you need to do. You know, you got this. You're a great woman. Okay, cool. And then we're running again, and this time it's dark. Now it's dark, and we go under the dirt. We come back up, and then we fly into because now you're like third passing, I think it was, go up into the sky. Now we're like in the galaxy. And I run into Saturn. I've never seen Saturn, but Saturn was there. I don't know why. And then we go into this warm ball, the energy, the ball. And then me and the bear were there, and we're hugging. I don't know, we just felt comfortable, and safe, I guess. And then we're in the ball. Everything's like it'll be alright. And then we fall back down or fly. We're like flying and running at the same time, but he's very comforting. Or she, I don't know. I still hope it's a bear. I have no idea. And then and then we're just running, and we come back to, what do we come back to? Did we go back to the tree? Something like that. But it was color, or the circles. It was the circles again. And then it was, I think they were colorful. Do like a circle, and then a circle and four.
Yes. Okay, so couple of things. Every time I open up these circles, I bow down to the 4 directions. Okay. 2 directions is what you mentioned. Okay. When one, and by the way, everybody, whatever your power animal or your spirit guides were, Google them and be like, what are all their characteristics? Because that's the characteristics I need at this point in time in my life right now. So guess what the bear does? Bear is a great mama bear. She comes to you when you must protect your children. She's the protector. So, and by the way, she's protecting you. So she's protecting you. I repeat, yes, you protect Nyla, but she's protecting you. And when I ask about the water, because as you tell me your journey, I'm like, how can I best be of service to you? And you're like, ground me. So I'm like, grounding you. You too, I needed to make roots. But you were like zooming all this energy from like another planet. I was like, okay, you like grounded, from like Angie and Karen also, like it was like grounding this way, whereas you guys were grounding this way. Karen and Angie, I was grounding up. Also the same thing, you and Eric didn't need, it's like you both were shooting. And Eric got a dude to come in and be like, yo, I'm gonna hang out with him for a while. So I was like, okay. So anyway, in your case, the beauty of it, Google grizzly bear, what it means. And I like that you were like, well, it was kind of shape shifting. The west direction, I bow down always to the west direction, which is the grizzly bear, because it reminds us to be sacred, to send love and compassion to all our loved ones, our friends, and everyone else on the planet. But the polar bear, the white polar bear, that's our ability to bow down to the fact that we're aging and that we forgive ourselves for the things we did not accomplish in this lifetime. So it's about how to be more gentle to yourself and not beat yourself up for things you did not get done. And then you go into the story and like, oh my God, well, I could have became this other person. And look, I'm not. And the polar bear is like, I've got your back. That's why I'm here, to help you, to kind of like, only you can forgive you. No one but you can forgive you. The gift that you got is pretty cool. There's nothing more purifying than 2 elements on earth, fire and water. If you want to clear anything out, you do either fire or water. So what I would ask of you, hopefully ceramic or glass, full of clean, spring filter, whatever top quality you have, you're going to put some water in this as full as you can, not like, not, and you're going to put it underneath her bed. And you and she, and maybe with Randy, the 3 of you, kind of like, should you choose to take on that mission, the 2 of you can do this all by yourselves, okay? But again, I'm asking for the 3rd, and just kind of like pray to it and say, water, bring purity and everything you want to evoke in this very powerful young lady. Okay? So you put it underneath her bed and you keep it there for protection. You clean the water, you take it out after 2 weeks. Throw it out and you're done. The water does have a magical quality of bringing any negativity out of her and throwing it in there. But at the same time, it cleanses her. Got it? Do you have any questions?
I do, but I don't know.
Thank you. Gail? Your turn. I'm going to mute it so I can hear you.
Okay. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I think they can hear you.
Okay. So I had a very different experience from everybody else I've heard from so far. It was very interesting, but very different. The warm fluid pouring over me was incredibly calming and relaxing, and sort of helped set the stage for the next part of the journey, going down into the tree. But I didn't meet anybody on my journey, not an animal guide, not a spirit guide, not an ancestor guide, nobody. But at the same time, I never felt alone. But I was not surrounded by any kind of an image or any kind of a feeling that there was something concrete there. It was just, I did not feel lonely or scared or alone or by myself in any way. And I was able to really follow along with what you were asking us to do and to visualize to a pretty good extent, although I didn't have a lot of colors in my visualization. It was mostly dark and light. So the forest was dark, the clearing was light, and reassuring and comforting and what have you. The thing that I found the most difficult to the whole process was the breathing. And I always have trouble with that. I mean, if I go snorkeling, I have trouble breathing. I just have asthma. And so I think when I'm supposed to, conform my breathing to a certain pattern, I think it gives me some kind of interruption from the beautiful thing I'm trying to do. So I think that might be why I wasn't able to go deeper and to actually, meet up with the spirit guide or an animal guide. But so I didn't get a gift. I did get to both clearings. I was able to fly at one point from one clearing to the next. And I think I sort of felt like the gifts were the clearings themselves, because they were bright and, like rays of sunshine hitting a dark place, almost like a spotlight in a Broadway theater, when they put the spotlight on the black stage. So that was my experience.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So when you started to describe the liquid, and I like the way you said it was very relaxing, but you showed me pure blood. Your blood, and that's good. Okay. I mean, the blood running through your body. Okay. And then you went on to say, so I'm going to explain. So when you showed me the blood, I said, hey, telepathically, I asked you, what does the blood mean? And you said, well, the blood really has to do with my kidneys, Gloria. And I'm like, oh, okay. So can we talk about your kidneys a little bit? And then you went into, what you've seen and all this kind of stuff. And you said, well, I have asthma, the lung condition, if you will. And I go, hey, lungs, how are you guys doing? And the lungs are like, we're good. And I'm like, she just said she has asthma. So what's up here? So then this is the perhaps whatever. I'm not going to preface it. So what you're showing me is not in this life, but it's some previous life, let's call it, or I like to call it genetic DNA. Somebody in your ancestral lineage broke ribs. Do you have any knowledge of that by any chance? On your mom's side of the family?
Her wrist in this
ribs. Yes.
Ribs.
Ribs.
No. Not that I know of.
Okay. The reason why I asked if you know of this, again, I repeat, not your mom, but on your mom's side lineage, is because I would like to say it's genetic DNA, but the energy stuck in your lungs around your diaphragm area. So I'm just going to make this, I was going to say simple, but you're like, that's not simple. That's really difficult. But you know what? They know me. They know I'm good for it. Get over it and do it. 3 minutes. Yes, 3 minutes. That was funny. You're like, 3 minutes? What about 1 minute? No, 3 minutes. Wow, you're specific. 45 minutes before you go to bed. Not my opinion, okay? I'm gonna have to kind of like demonstrate this. So there's this thing that is called the bathing of your kidneys. Okay. Tell me if you can see me. This is gonna be a little. Okay. So you go on your hands and knees like this, shoulder width apart, hip width apart, and you want to bring one of your legs, parallel to the floor. Okay. And then you want to push it up. So you breathe. How can I say this? You exhale, inhale. Does that make sense? So you want to bring your leg up, and I'm looking at you, but it should be like this. And as you're doing the leg lift up, you imagine that you're literally hitting the kidneys because that's what you're going to be doing. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Yeah?
Yeah.
So hear me out. You're going to start this by 1 minute. Okay? You're going to build up to 2 and then 3. Got it? So if you're doing 1 minute, you do 30 seconds on one leg and 30 seconds on the other. When you get to 3 minutes, it's 1.5 on one leg and 1.5 on the other. Do you understand? Yeah? Do you have any questions?
Nope. No question. No question.
What did the gift mean to you?
I didn't have a gift.
Oh crap, sorry. I saw your gift. That was funny. So your gift was a little red ruby, but it wasn't like, it was kind of longish. So if I were you, I would try to see if you could go to like, it doesn't have to be a real polished red ruby, but there's in like gem stores, you could get like a rough red ruby. They're like $5.
I mean, I have some ruby.
This is a new ruby. Sorry. It's got to be a new one. Okay. And I want you to put it by your bedside.
Okay.
Like by your nightstand. Okay. And it's just to remind you of all this blood that runs through your body. Your kidneys do filter all the blood in your body, but the kidneys in Chinese medicine, you have the kidneys and you have the lungs, and the way it's supposed to work in our body is that the kidneys shoot up the blood, and the chi, or the energy, if you will, from the lungs is supposed to grasp it. Okay? When that's not happening, we look like we have asthma. Okay? But we have asthma usually because there's a sadness or a grief. And so the ruby is going to represent that ancestral lineage of whatever the situation was. It could have been a trauma. It could have been something. I repeat, I'm sorry, but it's your mom's side of the family that keeps coming in. So it has something to do with your mom's side of the family.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jenny, your turn.
Mine was definitely kind of crazy. When I first came into the portal, the opening, it took a while for things to approach. So there was like a man with silver hair, almost like a fairy, peek out first, and then it took quite a while. But when I went through, there was a large gray wolf with very green eyes, and this man that I've actually seen in my dream recently, who I don't know if he was Samoan or kind of looked like an Eskimo, a really beautiful round face with rosy cheeks, and he was smiling at me. And I looked around and there was like ice, like almost Antarctica. And then when I turned back around, we were back in the forest and they were just smiling at me. When I ran with the wolf, I actually rode him, and he didn't speak to me, but it felt like he was carrying me, he was supporting me, he was with me. And we came to the first clearing. There was a baby pig. And it's crazy because the remedy you gave me was pepper and sulfur, which I've had, I can't believe this. the company I work for, I found out they use pig in their skincare, and I am terrified by it. And it's called heparan sulfate.
Oh,
And so I looked at the pig and I kissed it. I like its cute little nose. And then I was with all the pigs and I looked back at the animal and the spirit guide. And then the pigs turned to dogs, like 50 dogs. And then we took off into the desert. My forest was a desert. It was really warm air. And my gift was in a oasis with water. It was a beautiful silver sword with diamonds on the handle. And it came out of the water and the wolf put it in its mouth and dragged it with us. And I was on a camel at this point. And forgot to mention, I also turned into something quite androgynous. I wasn't male or female, and I had a headdress, like an Egyptian gold headdress. And I'm riding my camel up the pyramid into the white ball of light. And in that ball, I felt there was like these tentacles with people on them. And then I saw my boyfriend as a woman, and I heard all these people telling me I had to do what I had to do. And then he drifted away, and I felt like the light coming inside me and healing me, and saying, you did what you had to do. And then when we went back down, we went back to that opening, and there was that cute man with the smiley face and a canoe with these people that were dressed really ornately, and I don't know if they were standing very, like, in line with a good posture. I don't know how to explain it. And so when they gave me my gift, the sword, they put it back into my body. It wasn't like they stabbed me, like they set it in the center of my body, and they said that they were giving me my power back, and that I did what I had to do, but I can let go and be stronger now. And then the breath that they breathed into me was like blue, light blue, kind of misty type of breath. I know, it's pretty crazy. And then I felt as if it was filling me up a lot. I had a lot of space for that blue light or blue breath. Yeah, that was my
Thank you. So, well, I have to say one thing. It was very multiverse.
Yeah.
Did you see that? Okay.
I was trying to be in a forest, but
Yeah.
the sand came, and
Yeah.
then the stars and the plant. Like, it was
Yeah.
definitely. I tried to go to like the route everyone was going. I was like, my brain's not going there.
And that's
So,
okay.
yeah.
So I'm saying that because the three of you showed me other life forms not from this planet. And I was not gonna bring that up. I mean, you're, you know, but it's your first time, so
Oh, don't be afraid, please. Don't hold back.
Guys, But so I'm saying this because that's really intense. You felt it, right? Because they were almost like see-through. There's all these spheres all around you, and I'm like, oh, you're on planet Earth, So I'm saying that to you because the best thing I could say is you got your power back. The sword being put back in you when you were sharing with you. I'm like, okay, because my job is how can I best help you or where can I guide you? And it really spoke about your back. And I'm like, I don't know, like the hip and the whole this whole area in your back to be exact. And I'm going, wow. In order for you to feel that your back, somebody has your back. That kind of metaphor, if you will, it would be wonderful. I think it's beautiful when we are called to a mission. And like you said, and wow, that's ironic. The heifer sulfur. By the way, that's just heifer sulfur. There's no animal anything.
Oh no, I know, but it was a weird connection with the same
connection.
Similar name.
That's
I know
insane.
it's very different. Yeah.
But that's really really cool because it's about So Gloria's saying again, we're gonna throw everything till the 15th. When we get the new moon, I have to be very careful with my immunity. Okay. And the way I get to be careful with my immunity is very much like Gail's journey, the two of you kept showing me your kidneys. So
okay.
the two of you, it's blood, the two of you, that means eat anything that's red. Beets, radishes, red apples, red strawberries, red. Okay. So that's kind of like for the physical, healthy part of you. The spiritual side of you is like, you know, I would highly recommend that you sit like this knee to knee with your partner and meditate for 31 minutes.
Okay.
Every Friday at whatever time you choose.
Okay.
Okay? And I mean that. Every Friday, 31 minutes, not 30, not 32. Just be like, oh, Gloria said we're supposed to look into each other's eyes, dip, behind her. Doing breath work? Oh, no. Thank you for asking me that. You're like, whoa, to what? To music? No, to nothing. Just quiet. No noise. Two of you, eyes. Just being. Got it? Oh, thank you. Your boyfriend gets it. He's like, yeah, I can't wait. Thank you. Nyla, your turn. When you went through the forest and did you see a first clearing? And did you see anything in that first clearing? And then did you, when your cheetah keep running, did you run alongside or did you stay behind and did you see through the eyes of your cheetah? Or were you on top or where were you with the cheetah? Okay. So when you went to the first clearing and you don't remember, I don't want to put words in your mouth. Okay, you don't remember. It's okay. Everybody's been speaking and you probably got carried away, right? With everybody's stories. So what about the second clearing? Where there was a gift. I asked you to imagine that there was a gift in the center of the clearing for you. What's your grandmother's name? I'm asking you, look at me and answer me. Don't look at your mama. What's your grandma's name? You need help? Mom? Oh, sorry. That's a good question. Your mom.
My mom? Her real name? Sandra?
Why? What's her fake name?
She's a special person. Whoever she decides to be. But she calls her Mimi.
Okay. So what's your relationship like with Mimi? Do you get along with her? Is she a really cool grandma or very serious? Or very funny or where? She's cool? Okay. So when I asked you these questions, I tap into you, okay, to see where your journey went. And you show me all this bright energy on this side. I'm like, hey, who's there? So your grandma comes forth, and says, I'm here. And I'm like, how can I best be of service? How can I help Nyla? Okay. And she's like, protect her. So the protecting thing comes up again. Do the water thing is the best thing I could say. Don't get scared or anything like that. It's the reason why we do this kind of work. It's really, really, really fun to get help from other levels of things you may not see. Okay. So again, I'm going to speak in your elementary school language. Deal? It's Easter, right? You go to a Roman Catholic school. So in this very cute, small school, we celebrate this, right? Christ being on a cross. And it's kind of like what I was saying over here to Ms. Asia. communication chakra seemed to be blocked on both of you. So you speak your, that was funny. So you're like, I was gonna say you speak your truth through your voice, and you're like, I have no problem singing. I was like, excuse me. So I guess you're a singer. Yes? And your mom's saying yes. That was very cute. She was like, I have no problem singing. Like this, with attitude and all. So I understand you may feel a little bit shy because, but she's a kid. She's 16. She goes to your school too. So anyway, you knew that, right? Okay. On the second clearing, I'm like, yo, grandma, can you help me out? Because she didn't see anything, and maybe you forgot. And she starts showing me all these, okay, so like she shows me circles, but they're really the flower of life. So my homework to you is print out and learn how to draw the flower of life. There are a whole bunch of circles that make sort of like a circle. Okay, and it's a meditation, honey. I repeat, just draw them. Learn how to draw the circle of life. It's just a meditation that's going to bring you clarity in this time of needing protection in your life. I know I'm not done. Boy, she's bossy. I only know you was quiet. I didn't know you were this bossy. Answer me, your high is good. No?
When she warms up, it's not.
So, give me a better way of doing that then. No. Give me a better way, honey. All right. I don't know if maybe I've shared that with you. Just very simple. Cranberry juice, like broken down in water. Just like, 16 ounces. 3/4 water, 1/4 real organic cranberry, not ocean spray, none of that crap with like high corn fructose, like organic. It's very bittery. Yeah. No sugar. Just that cranberry juice, water. And so you mix it, and your homework is you could drink it sips throughout a whole day because you don't want to do it at one sitting. You're saying throughout the whole day. Okay? And the circles. Did you see or feel when you went up into the ball of unconditional love? That was hysterical. Okay. That's between you and I. Got it. Did you see anything, honey? You're very funny. So again, some of us fall asleep, and that's okay because you are getting all this loving energy from everybody doing their work. It helps to be in a room with that much love to get work done. And you don't have to be in the same room. You have to be in that same energy field. Okay? Anything else? Cheetah's pretty cool. Cheetahs, they run like crazy, man. Your cheetah will make sure they devour anyone who tries to harm you. And I mean that in a good way. They're not scary, they're beautiful. Okay? Google cheetah characteristics. Hey, these are the things you need right now at this point in your life, which I find kind of shocking because I think you're pretty like solid in life. So, but we're going to need to go a little faster. You're going to need to get faster in your homeworks, in your playing time, in your whatever time. Okay? It's just about going faster. Thank you. Oh. Hannah? Hannah. Hi.
Hi.
So I don't know if you heard me before, but everybody's story is your story too. So your turn. I'm gonna mute so we can hear you.
So I went, what I can remember, I went down the slide and got into like a pasture, and yeah, I couldn't really see the animal, and I thought I saw like a giraffe, and then all of a sudden a panther, and then we just sort of walked together, and then it turned sort of into a forest, and just going in and out together, walking. and it was really beautiful and green. I saw a lot of green. And then I went out and I thought I saw flowers as the gift, but I think it was just sort of bright and just really pretty. And that's what I remember. And then I think I went to sleep too.
We were laughing. That's awesome. No, because again, like I was saying, the work, and it's kind of funny, like you guys are kind of following pace with, by the way, I scanned the room and I asked who goes next. So I didn't share this with you, but you said the same thing, so I have to say it. There seems to be an issue with both of your left ears. Have you noticed anything about that, Hannah? Hearing wise?
Left ear?
The left ear.
I don't know.
Okay, so
Maybe.
this is the thing. I personally, okay, I was gonna say that's like one of my favorite animals, but they pretty much all are. One of my power animals is a Black Panther. Okay, the Black Panther represents the future. It represents, again, you Google and you go, okay, what are the characteristics that I, Hannah, need to have right now at this point in my life to take me forward? Is to get you to see, I'm sorry, I'm gonna just be very upfront, to have you dream better about the future, about the possibilities. The beauty of this matrix we live in is that time and space are really man-made, right? So you get to decide who you're gonna be in life. All right, that was very funny. So then you asked me telepathically, because yes, you can do that. You went, okay, so wait, what about my health? Is there anything I need to work on? So I went to say something, and then you said, whoa, wait, before you say anything, do not put me on a fast like Karen. So I'm like, oh my God, you're like, your unwillingness to do a fast. I'm just an instrument, so I cannot force you, but I am going to ask you to do something that, so there's a technique called Chitse Nuan that I've learned a long time ago, and it's not that simple, but I'm going to ask you to make it simple. The tip of your tongue goes behind your teeth and your gum line. You breathe in through your nose and you breathe out, and you're going to do this when you're laying down as soon as you wake up in the morning. So as soon as your eyes open up, the first thing you do is you collect all your saliva and you spit it. Because yes, parasites lay eggs in your mouth. All of us, not just you, all of us. So we should all, as soon as we wake up, just go and collect and spit, okay? So next, you're laying down. Hope you can see me. And on the right side, feel where your pelvic bone is. Mm-hmm. Okay, on your right side. Is that your right side?
This one, right side, yeah.
That's the other right side. So on the right side, right, you see where the pelvic bone is. Move it over where it dips and press there. Like make little circles.
All right.
When you press, actually, can you lay down and press and tell me if you feel any tingling or pain or anything anywhere in your body?
It feels better now.
The right side?
Just the right side.
My love, I'm going to ask you to do it.
I am doing it.
Karen.
Me?
Yeah, you. I want you to take your 4 fingers. No, dude, on her. Get up.
I was like, okay.
No, on her. Can you please go to her right side, because I need to show you how to do this. So you take the 4 fingers and you go over and you press in there. Like gently start pressing and go deeper, 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 deeper until she says stop. Keep pressing down, down, down.
I'm gonna hurt her.
Yes. Well, Hannah?
Yeah.
Stop.
No, it feels good.
Okay, well, the point was to see your threshold of pain. That was very funny. But so you saw how she kept going in deeper and deeper and deeper. See, she didn't have the fear, because it's not her body, so she can just keep going. That's why I asked her to do it. But I'm going to ask you to press there to where it feels uncomfortable, but you said it feels good, so that's hysterical. And then you keep pressing that much, going up underneath your rib cage on the right side. And I mean, I want you to like take your time and you dig, 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 and then you stop and you breathe into it, and then you go over and you dig, 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 breathe into it, and you keep going across to underneath the other rib cage. Okay, you go under. You're making believe you're massaging your large intestine. So then you go down your descending colon, okay, and then you go up to the top of your pubic bone. Okay, that's where your massage ends. And so this should take you around 8 minutes. So you can put a timer on and you go one step at a time, okay? The reason why is because I do, like, the large intestine emotional function is to let go. So there's some stuff that you need to let go of. And again, that was very funny. Wow. If you could do this forever, that would be awesome. So not like for 5 days or 3 weeks, but for the rest of your life. And the panther is so cool. Your please, this that you learned today, do it every morning or do it in meditation and bring your panther and be like, Panther, show me my future. Okay?
Yeah.
Wow, thank you. I could hear you. Thank you. That's awesome. Carl's next. Oh, wait. Carl.
Well, this time it was a little different than the last time. I had the experience. So this time it was a pixelated sky, green and blue, green on top, blue on the, usually it's the other way around. So it was green on top, blue on the bottom, and the silhouette of the forest. But instead of seeing a tree, I was absorbed into the forest. There wasn't a hole or anything. I was absorbed into the forest, into the clearing. And then what I saw there was this most beautiful golden dog. Beautiful, high, but he had the most gorgeous, gorgeous white wings. Large, bigger than itself. And when I started asking questions or figured out what it was a she. And when we went on our trip, I went inside of her. My mind went inside of her, and we flew to the first clearing, and then for some reason I appear from her. And then within that, I turned around because you were telling me the last time there was people behind me. There were these shadows behind me. So I said, no, I'm not going to allow them. Whatever they are, I'm turning around. So I turned around, and she came in front and started jumping on them, getting them. And that was what she was doing. She was there to protect me from that. And then when we went to the second clearing, there was a beautiful, short little pillar, Corinthian. From my history, I love art. It was a Corinthian pillar, and in the center of it was a little square, sort of like this is the pillar on the top. It was at an angle like this. There's a little square piece of paper that was folded, and when I picked it up, opened it up, I can see there was calligraphy on it. Just with the paper, then within a little square there was, but I couldn't read it. It was too faded, way too faded. So I gave it to my spirit animal, and we flew up to the golden sphere. But instead of me being surrounded, I absorbed it. And there was a glow around me, but not like a superhero kind of glow. It was just there was a glow like my aura. And then from there, when I came back, I went through the whole thing again, and I came out, and that was it. That was the whole trip. But this time, at least I had a trip. And I didn't have to use. Of course, a lot of it was my imagination, because at the beginning, was totally out of my imagination. I, create stuff like that all the time, artwork like that all the time. I manipulate photos, I manipulate art. So at the beginning, the absorption, but it was fantastic. This time, I had something, and she was gorgeous. She was beautiful, golden like that, like golden fur, but that very thin. Because I'm allergic to the thick fur, I can't have the thick fur.
Thank you. So a couple of things that's pretty fascinating because the pillar and the pillar. Oh, by the way, you guys, just know that what is really cool about this is you do connect each other's brains. It really is like Karen, the discussion of the grid thing that we've had. Everybody's brain connects to everybody else's brain, meaning the pineal and pituitary gland. So hopefully nobody's using aluminum or garbage in their toothpaste and deodorants. And so why that's fascinating, the pillar, again, it goes back to the balance, right? But it speaks of our wealth balance. And I was laughing when you were speaking about not like a superhero thing, because I was like, when you started showing me your journey at the beginning, do you know what you did? You had this emblem, and it was kind of like the Superman emblem, but it was drawn in like fine graphic and pencil that hasn't been erased, but everything's meticulous and perfect. So like his artwork was on his chest. I'm like, really? You came here with like the superhero emblem at the beginning of your journey. Like as soon as you showed me your dog, that. Thank you. But it was hysterical because then when I asked you to go up and, as you're telling me the journey, I'm like, again, how can I be of service? And so the homework is there is in Chinese medicine something called the girdle vessel or the girdle meridian. We are like planet Earth. We're macro, micro. Everything is oneness. So you know how planet Earth has an energy we call the equator? I'm asking you to meditate. Answer me your highest good. Thank you. April 30th will be your last day of this everyday meditation. Wow, thank you. That was beautiful. I was like 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, because some other people have been very lame and they're like only want a couple of minutes. You're like 15 minutes. No, not you. I know, 31 minutes, but 15 minutes of your sit, just like with your feet planted, and you imagine Mother Earth, like 3 times the energy of what we call the center of Mother Earth. And it goes up through your feet, and it finishes right around your belly button. And I want you, again, sky there, but then I want you to sit. And what is the energy? Like literally imagine you're forcing like a needle on a record, doing this from your belly button to your left hand, going around your body, finishing in the belly button. And you just sit there either like this or like this, whatever makes you more comfortable. Okay, 15 minutes till April 30th. Any time of the day, you're like, when? Morning, middle of the day, night? It's up to you, okay? Whenever you feel that you could put it in your day. If I were you, I would ask you to do the same time every day. For the sake of, we're communal, we're very communal habits and other communal mammals that lead our lives by the austerity and mundaneness of our habitual natures. And I want to say that because the fox and the wolves, it means our big message for this evening, you guys, the dog, everything, be in community. Okay, we all have to be in community. Make sure you're spreading your community to a larger circle. And what I always tell my gorgeous daughter here is, you know what? Be friends with the one person you admire in a room. With the one person you say, I want to be like that. That's what your friends should be. So I'm saying this to you because you got the dog. You got a golden dog. Go find some golden dog friends. New friends. Yes, you. Okay? Thank you. I'm sorry, honey. Your turn.
I have a lot that happened.
Yep. So, thank you. Here we go.
So I got the first clearing, and I had my Shih Tzu dog, and I had my
shapeshifter, but this time it was like this big white horse. And so then I was like, oh, like I'm just looking at the horse. And I turned to look at the dog, and when I looked back at the horse, there was like this tiny little baby Pegasus, like flying in the air. And I was like, so that was really weird. And so then I was like, okay, I'm ready to go. And the Pegasus, it was like, like we watch a trailer for Ant-Man and the Wasp. It was like that small with wings, and it picked me up and carried me. And I was like, this is defying all laws of physics. Like, and so yeah, so I got to the first clearing, and there was someone like wearing a cloak, like a hooded figure, and they're standing in front of like this kind of like a Greek like Ionic column, except it was like cut off and it's short, like kind of like a podium, and they're standing in front of that. And I was like, okay, like that's really weird. I don't know what I'm gonna do about this. So I kind of just like stood there for like a long ass time, and yeah, and then the person took off the cloak, and it was the guy that's been trying to get me to go out with him, but I'm like not at all interested in. And so then I fought him to the death. And he was there, and then there was the person that I am interested. It's like I was like because me, I'm like I grew up on fairy tales where the princess saves herself, so
I kind of twisted her fairy tales around.
And so yeah, so he was there, and I was like, okay, this is weird. And so then he was like, I'll see you like when you come back, and I was like, sounds good. And so then I went to the second clearing. I'm trying to see if I forgot something. I got to the second clearing, and there was another podium, except this time it had like this, like it was like this blue, like a crystal ball, except it was like it was more opaque, you could see through it, and it was like very translucent, and it was like this dark royal blue, and around it was like this metal kind of cage, but it wasn't really a cage. It was like kind of like, I don't know how to explain it. Like they have like those really cool necklaces in the gemstone shops with like a dragon claw holding onto it. It was like kind of like that, except it wasn't really a claw. It was like some sort of like branch thing. And so it was like floating on the column, and I was like, this is really weird. So I went to grab it, and I was like, it's a trap. And I turned around, and behind me was Cancer. And so so I killed him as well. And so it was like the first episode of American Horror Story Hotel when like Lady Gaga's like that guy, and like she like slits his throat with her nails. Except I wasn't like I just slit his throat with my nails. I wasn't doing anything else. And so yeah, because it was really like I've been in like lots of relationships that didn't end well, but like I never regretted any of my relationships except for that one. And so then I went to grab it, and then I fell through. It was like a trapdoor, and I fell through this like purple tunnel into like this big body of water, and I was like falling for like a long time. And yeah, it's like the big body of water, and like the mermaid TV show, H2O, when they go into like that cove, and it's yeah. And so I was like, how do I get out? And like I fell into the water, and it was like that Robert Redford movie where he's like sailing around the world on his own, and then at the end he like decides to set the raft on fire, and he drowns to the bottom, and no one's sure if he lives or dies because all he sees is the white light and then someone reaching out. We don't know if he's like being reached into heaven or if it's someone actually saving him. And so it was kind of like that, except when I got out of the water, there was a baby monkey like holding onto my back, and I was like, and so then I was like, okay, I have to climb out because like the monkey was like onto me, so I was like, okay, like I have to climb out. And so I was like climbing out of the cove, like back up the tunnel like a monkey, and then it was like this white light, like at the end of the movie. And so it was this white light, and then I saw Amanda's face, and I was like, oh, like hi and stuff. And so like we were crying and hugging, like every time. And yeah, and so then we just like sat there and we talked about our plans for the future and all this stuff. And we were just like sitting. It was like a nice little tea table, and like except we weren't having tea, we were eating Chick-fil-A nuggets, like a 30 count. So we always go half on that one. And so like we were just like chilling, and then yeah, we were just like talking about plans for the future, and like it was kind of like a reassurance that everything was gonna work out when she moves in and stuff. And so I was like, okay, like, and then behind me was Jaden, and it was really weird, but I'll talk about that when we were in the car. And so yeah, so then there was Jaden, and we like, and so then I was like, okay, I have to go. And so then like the kind of thing like faded, and I was like back on Earth,
Except I like couldn't stop thinking about barbecue chicken pizza, so I'm definitely having that when we get home. Like, no stopping me. And so, so then I went back to the first clearing, and then Calvin was there, and yeah, and so then my animals were there. Like, I went back by myself. My animals were just waiting for me at the clearing, and that was pretty much it. I think
that's pretty much it.
Yeah. My
Okay.
school, it says ready to go, so I think
What?
that's
Okay, so I think it's kind of cool because, obviously this is my daughter. And in my own soul retrieval journey this morning, as I was sharing a little bit, I saw the baby, and I was like, what's a baby doing here? Wait, is it my baby? But then I realized it was me. Okay. And what I did not share with you guys is I got a lot of work done this morning. Because these journeys, for those of you who are doing it for the first time, I seriously mean you cut garbage out from your ancestral lineage. And also, but like past, present, and future, it's all man-made. You really are capable of being your own healer. I love what I do. Don't get me wrong. And again, and I think I shared that the last time. My friend was a race car Formula One race car driver. He's like, don't tell people they can do what you can do, because I'm always like, everybody can do what I can do, right? But in a way, it would be like the difference. Like I would never claim to sing. You should hear my daughter sing. That's her thing, not my thing. And by the way, we should all sing. Seriously. So again, we should all be intuitive. We should all sing. We should all do these wonderful, beautiful artist things, for example. But maybe that's not our forte. So I'm saying that because this journey and how it pertains, I like wanted to cry while you were saying it, because I scan, chakras. Where is it blocked? And she didn't go, she went to kidneys. Okay. You went to kidneys, Gail was in kidneys, Hannah is in kidneys, Karen, you're in kidneys too. So like the kidney girls are, I'm sort of like, yes, you're in kidneys. Yes, you're in kidneys. Sorry. It's like, okay, everybody here except you and I are not kidneys. Miss Nyla. So I'm saying that, but and I'm kind of like, anyway, the kidney energy, it really means having fear. And I always say fear represents in the masculine and the feminine, right? So like you have a lot of fear in life and you go, screw this, I'm going to jump head first. That's one kind of kidney people. The other kind of kidney people are like, oh, I can't do that. And you kind of paralyze and you don't know, you get blocked. You get like energy blocks, and neither is good or bad. They're just different, right? So when you were sharing your journey, what I kept seeing, I'm like, why do the kidneys keep coming up? And then when you said cancer was a relationship that became obsessive. This boy became obsessed. So it's like you're relating that senior boy who's after you to this cancer.
No, it's not the senior boy. It's the one in my grade, not the senior one.
Okay. Either one. You don't want either boys.
Yeah.
These boys. So, but you know what I'm saying? That's funny because you showed me the senior boy, just so you know. Mm-hmm. When you said that, the chubby one that got your phone number.
That's Johnny, but
yeah.
He's a senior. No, I'm talking about.
Yeah. No, I know, but you showed me Johnny when you showed me.
I haven't even thought about him.
And when you were saying your journey, my love, he came up, and I was like, "Oh, you," and then you're like, "No, the one in my grades." But this is a matrix, honey. They both look like the same thing. You don't want him. They both look like cancer. You didn't want him. The monkey, literally, I got a monkey on my back. How do I get rid of it?
No, I didn't want to get rid of it.
And hence lies the drama of the kidney. Yeah. Okay. The opposite of fear is love. Okay. The opposite, two sides of the same coin. So it's kind of like, oh, I don't want these guys. I don't want this cancer guy. I don't want this. Well, the monkey, look how cute he is. Well, the monkey is representing these three men who are after you. And you're like, well, but they're giving me significance. And remember, I always say, like, when we're in this stage in childhood, all the way up to the age of 19 years of age, we're all in significance mode. And it's not like, a bad thing, or whatever, but it's just, wow, these men like me. So even if I don't like them, I'm getting their attention. Okay. So I'm not saying that you are purposefully seducing them or anything like that, but they like you and you like the attention. So that's the monkey. And you're like, well, the monkey's cute. I'm like, of course it is. Imagine if it was a sloth. She's madly in love with sloths. Like, she's all over that sloth. You know what I mean? So the long and short of it is very one of the things that I don't want to do is I don't want to be the parent because without me being home, she orders this chicken barbecue pizza. I'm like, we're supposed to be like pescatarians for God's sake. But she doesn't, you know, and I'm not like, they have to rebel. She's in I rebel. So I'm like, I have to be quiet. I'm like, all right, I literally waxed all the pizzas and I froze them because I'm not going to throw them out on her. That's her walk. That's her lesson, and I can't stop that. You know, I can't. So I'm saying that to you because the food was the Chick-fil-A. That's another. I'm like, I will never buy her Chick-fil-A. So of course she's got a bucket. I'm surprised only like a 30 or whatever 30. I'm surprised it wasn't 300.
No, it's because usually I like to get a 12 count, but Amanda and I will go half because we both want more than a 12 count, so we get a 30 count of 15.
Got it. So anyway, but like a big part of it, the homework really is how do I face my fears? And knowing that I see it like a cute monkey, that's a journal. 3 pages of just journaling. Okay. And no, not big type. That was funny. You're like big type. I'm like, no. Thank you, my love. That's it too? Okay. Everybody went. You guys, if you can all, you know, where you're at, can you sit in a circle and hold hands with one another or come to a close? What? Yeah. The right hand down and the left hand up.
Wait.
The right hand down and the left hand up.
Got it.
And so you hold hands like this. Are you guys doing this? The two of you, the three of you?
Right hand down.
Okay, thank you. So, okay, so again, we are going to, thank you. Are we good? Everybody? Right hand. Why? Because both your hands are up.
Because they are.
Your right hand goes
Yeah,
down,
right hand
and
down.
his hand goes up.
Yeah.
Like that.
Right the first time.
I know that Carl. He's very influenceable. Okay, so everybody start breathing in through your nose, breathing out through your mouth, and keep breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. And imagine that you're looking inside your heart, and in the center of your heart, there is this ball of energy that's the size of your heart. And this ball of energy can be whatever color you want it to be. And as you breathe in and out, imagine that this ball of energy is just pure, unconditional love. Imagine that it starts to get bigger and bigger, maybe the size of a watermelon. So it kind of touches your shoulders and down to the bottom of your rib cage. And imagine that it sort of palpates, going smaller and bigger, smaller and bigger. And this pure ball is unconditional love. I want you to imagine that this ball now is bathing all of you with pure, loving, healing energy. Imagine that it gets as big as you, maybe a little bit bigger, the size of your aura, maybe a little bit bigger. So it starts to go into the person next to you, and the one next to you, and next to you. And suddenly the ball is as big as the room you're in, and it just keeps palpating it with unconditional love. Imagine that it contracts and it expands. And now imagine this ball is getting bigger and bigger, and now it's the size of the state that you live in. Imagine it keeps getting bigger and bigger, the size of the continent. It keeps getting bigger and bigger, and now it's the size of our entire Mother Earth. And it still palpates, and it gets bigger and bigger. It gets bigger and bigger, going to our planets. Imagine that it's encasing our sun, our universe. It expands to the other universes, to the multiverses, getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's pure love. And the bigger it gets, the more love, this wonderful energy you feel throughout your whole body of pure healing energy. Imagine that keeps expanding and expanding to all living, breathing energy, molecules, beings, in every single multiverse, not just this one. And as we see this, we see love, peace, and light. And you just feel more and more energized with this wonderful energy. As we bless everything around us, inside us. From within and without, it's all oneness. And imagine now that it starts to get smaller and smaller, and the energy is still quite strong inside you. It keeps getting smaller and smaller, back into the room, back into your heart. And you could make it as small or as large as you want and keep it pulsating in your heart. And whenever you can and you think about it, I ask you to do this as a meditation, to bless all of us beings, to elevate our consciousness, to bring love and peace back to each and one of us as we are all waking up more and more. Remembering we're spiritual beings having a physical experience. Thank you everyone for joining us tonight. I wish you all a beautiful holiday, Passover, Easter, and whatever many other holidays we call, which is really the resurrection of our wisdom, of ourself, of that point of the subconscious and consciousness meeting in one, being here now. And so it is. Thank you, guys. Thank you for joining.
Thanks, Gloria.
Thanks, Gloria.
Love you guys.
Love you.
Love you. Bye.
Drink a lot of water, everybody. Drink a lot of water after this. Bye.
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 Bye.